Yo, ready for this? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Welcome. This is a Dudecast. We're hopped up on sports right now. We've just been watching some of the biggest hits and best running backs and best receivers in the National Football League.
Just watching big guys hit each other.
None of them, of course, are still playing today.
Exactly right.
Because all the great ones have passed.
Their brains are scrambled eggs by now.
Right.
Oh my darling, how I love your legs. What?
Wait, what is that?
Scrambled eggs. Oh my darling, how I love your legs. When Paul McCartney was coming up with the melody for yesterday, that's how he remembered the melody.
Scrambled eggs.
Oh my darling, how I love your legs.
I wish that had been the song.
I know, right?
I would totally have listened to Scrambled Eggs.
You might not know this, but the original lyrics to With a Little Help from My Friends, one of the most famous opening lines in music history.
Yeah.
The original lyrics wasn't, what would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? The original lyrics were, what would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you throw ripe tomatoes at me? and Ringo Starr basically told them, I'm not singing that.
Well, you don't have to, Ringo. You're the fucking drummer.
Hey, you know,
get in the back.
Honestly, gotta give it to him. He was 100% right on that.
Yeah, not a great line.
Not the best of Lennon and McCartney. That one.
So,
back.
Anywho, we're back. This is episode 30.
Yes,
sir.
And it is post-Christmas, so everyone can get back to being normal people now.
Yeah.
Which is a relief.
Well, at least until New Year's when we can go back to being crazy people again.
Oh my God, we are going to be so ridiculous this year.
This is the last episode of 2017.
Yeah, it is.
It's been one fucking hell of a crazy year.
Yeah.
Some good things happen, some bad.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Moore isn't in office. He still hasn't conceded.
I thought that was amazing. I read that today.
He has not conceded the race in Alabama. Yeah. It's not going to matter. I mean, his opponent's going to go into office regardless of whether he concedes or not.
Yeah.
But
she's not my special lady friend. I'm just helping her concede.
But
$5 if you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So
you know, I'm working on an operating theory.
Yeah.
Maybe now is a good time to talk about it. 2016, all your favorite celebrities died. 2017, all your favorite celebrities were sex perverts.
Yeah.
2018, all the sex perverts dig up and fuck all the dead celebrities.
Ooh.
That's 2018.
Fuck.
That sounds horrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure it can't get any worse than that happening.
No. I mean, we
So
got...
that's probably where we're headed.
But this has been, of all the years... This has been maybe the worst 2 years of human existence that I can recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my
Dark
lifetime.
days.
Really dark days.
At least in the bubonic plague days, you had knights and fucking everyone had a job at least.
Yeah, right. You could conveniently poop right in the street out in front of your house. And
Yeah.
Instead of having to go all the way to the bathroom.
Oh, God. I mean, if I could die tomorrow, like that's the dream, right?
Yeah, just poop wherever you are and no one complains.
Just at work, just squeezing it out right on the curb.
See, I told you Diogenes would be a great guest on this show.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Why not?
Pooping in the streets.
Yeah.
But we are this week specifically fucked.
Yes, we are.
We've been fucked all year long. We had like one episode where we weren't fucked.
Yeah. We had the unfucking episode where everything was coming up roses.
Yeah. But this week we're fucked, and I want to open up with why.
By all means.
Just in case you fellas need more time or anything, because I always need more time.
Yeah.
To think of a good one, but this one came to me 2 days ago when Aubrey and I both realized that I had the flu. Mm-hmm. And more specifically that I hadn't gotten my fucking flu shot.
Yeah.
But
do you do that regularly?
I did like 1 year. I should have gotten it this year because this is the second time this year I've had the flu.
Oh, no kidding.
Remember that one time where I was just like violently throwing up and
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were afraid that we might have food poisoned you.
Right.
But you in fact just had something else.
That did not happen, luckily.
Yeah.
That was the flu.
Convenient. That's good.
And then This past Christmas, I got the flu also. Just so I've been staying in my house for the past 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And it has sucked.
Yeah.
But Aubrey has been taking care of me, and that is the good part of it. Aubrey and the cats have been taking care of me.
That's nice.
So, but the reason we're fucked is that, like, here's a PSA for you. If you have an infection, that includes the flu, that includes anything you would take antibiotics for.
Yeah.
When your symptoms go away, continue
Yes.
to take the antibiotics.
God, for the love of God.
Continue. Don't just be like, oh, there's extras. Take all of them.
Yeah.
Your
fucking
doctor
idiots.
gave you, just because the symptoms have abated,
Yeah.
that does not mean the bacteria are still there. Well, if you leave, you got to think of it like a war zone. If you use these hyper effective antibiotics on the evil nation of Germistan, and you leave even a handful of survivors,
Yes.
they will know how to counteract those weapons. It's called adaptation. It's called
Yeah.
evolution. We can witness this happening
Yeah.
on a microbiological scale.
Yeah.
You need to take all of those antibiotics. If you leave survivors, they'll adapt to those antibiotics, and
Yes.
that's where we get superbugs.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to take every last bit of those fucking drugs.
Yeah, that's the whole nature of how they work. If you don't, you end up with better, stronger bugs.
Right.
Yeah.
That and like the fact that every soap had antibacterial in it for like the last like 2 decades.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone with the orange soap at home, that stuff's breeding crazy bugs. Some stuff we now have things we will never defeat
Yeah, I know.
or may never defeat.
Yeah.
Like super antibiotic resistant stuff.
The cells of your body, the immune cells that fight off infections, develop and adapt based on things that they fought. It's why you can't catch chickenpox more than once, because it's one of the easiest things for your immune system to learn from and counteract. But bacteria and viruses work in the same way. If they're left alive, if they survive an onslaught from antibiotics, they will learn how to combat it.
Right.
You can't leave any of those fuckers alive. You have to take all of your goddamn pills.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But people like sort of think, well, I'll just save them in case I get sick again. Yeah, just if I get sick again, I could just pop a couple of these bad boys and I'm good.
Yeah, you've gotten rid of the symptoms. You haven't gotten rid of the fucking problem.
Sounds an awful lot like we're advocating for all-out genocide on this show.
Well,
Just leave not
well, I
a
mean,
single
yeah.
I mean,
survivor.
I say I am. I don't know about you.
Leave no women or children alive
Yeah.
in the bacterial colony.
I mean, like we've done, within the past 100 years, for the first time, humankind eradicated a disease. They eradicated smallpox.
Yeah.
The only samples of smallpox on Earth are stored in a laboratory
Right,
yeah,
somewhere. We can do that again, but people have to be smarter about how the fucking body works.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that it will happen again. I don't know that, because there was, for a huge chunk of time, when stuff like that was running around, there weren't people going, yeah, I don't want the government to force me to take a pill. It's my liberty to get sick and die. That wasn't a thing. Back then they were like, oh yeah, medicine's good.
Yeah.
Let's kill diseases, because they're killing us.
This is the thing. You don't have to agree with 100% of everything the government does, nor should you.
Sure.
It is probably our most important freedom to be able to criticize the government and hold it accountable for the shit that it does. And they don't do everything right. They can never possibly do 100% of all the things right.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they don't do good things, and the people in the government who tell you, all right, take this and this disease won't kill you, are genuinely...
They really want to stop the
They
disease.
don't want you to die. They really don't want you to
Or is
die.
that what they
Take the
want?
fucking medicine.
They want you to think that.
No,
Right?
No, is that do you want mumps? Because that's how you get mumps.
That's how you get bumped.
Do you want to die at 5? Because that's how you die at 5.
Yeah, no, you're right. And people do this. And in fact, if Christy is listening to this, she's probably going, I know! Because we were just talking about this the other day. It's like people have this horrible habit of not finishing
Well,
stuff.
okay, and here's the thing, man. coming from somebody who I think I'm on the spectrum. I think it's official.
Okay.
Vaccinate your kids. So, like, even if it did cause autism, which it doesn't, vaccinate your kids.
Seriously.
There's
There's so much human ill that is done in the way of, like, well, it's my right not to...
Do you want them to be awkward at parties, or do you want them to have rubella? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
But see, even then, here's the thing. I even researched this.
Yeah.
Just because I was curious, like, how many people have the MMR vaccine? 90% of Americans, as of, I want to say 2011, I think were the most recent ones I looked up.
they're updated.
90% of Americans, or thereabouts, are vaccinated against measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yeah.
2% of the U.S. adult population has autism or autism spectrum disorder. And even that, there's all sorts of outlying factors. Like, there is such a thing as fad psychology, where, you know, this happened, if you remember, with ADD back in our youth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Where doctors are absolutely more likely to diagnose something if it's getting more media coverage.
If it's in their heads already, they're hearing about it, they're thinking about it.
Sure. And then on the more positive end of it, awareness campaigns, education, advances in science, things like that, make it easier to diagnose those things correctly. So some of it could be from more correct diagnoses, some of it could be from fad diagnosis, but you know, people like to say, oh, well, there's more autistic people now than there were in the 70s. No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're just being identified easier.
At the very least, we don't know.
right.
If there was an increase in autism, we wouldn't know yet, because diagnosis wasn't as effective as it is now.
right.
Yeah, in the late 70s, there's the story that broke Geraldo Rivera's career, Willowbrook.
Yeah.
This like reform school in upstate New York for the developmentally disabled. You know, people with developmental disabilities were kept in basically. You remember that fucking asylum from BioShock Infinite?
Yeah.
It was basically that, except with less furniture.
Yeah,
And no lights.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah,
so
pretty terrifying.
So don't fucking tell me like 30 or 40 years ago things were fucking better, and that we don't know more now than we did then.
No, man. Just like a brief glance into the past of medical, the way that we treated people
it's horrifying,
medically
yeah.
is shocking. Even just 40 years
Well,
ago.
even the basic stuff, we used to drill holes in people's heads to let ghosts out, or something.
Oh, I got a ghost in my head.
Yeah.
Bloodletting,
Yeah, and you can talk all you want about how unscientific, what acupuncture or Aubrey's trying to sell me on aromatherapy, which I'm not discounting because I like when things smell good. I'm willing to believe that a happy mind makes a happy body.
Sure.
But
at the very least, it has an effect, I would think.
sure,
Positive effect.
sure. But acupuncture and spiritual healing and things like that. Fine. You can do that stuff if you want.
To say nothing of sexual healing. You know what I'm talking about?
Baby!
Oh man, see when I get that feeling.
I need sexual healing. Sorry. Go ahead, doing a thing there.
What are you, gay or something?
Oh! That's me, Markiplier.
Sorry.
But it doesn't hold a candle to half the crazy shit people believed. Again, 40, I would say even 30 years ago, when people believed that I believe that in the late 80s, Cosmo ran an article saying that women couldn't contract HIV if they had sex in the missionary position. It wasn't possible for
Well, that's true, obviously.
This, right. This was this is an actual.
He said, scratching his legions.
as he nervously fiddled with a bubo sore on his elbow.
Yeah, this is an actual thing Cosmo published in the late 80s. Is that women couldn't catch HIV because it couldn't be contracted in the missionary position.
I don't even know what the rationale for that is.
It's wildly irresponsible. It's. Oh, I'm sorry.
This news brought to you by the Catholic League.
Right. And even now, there's a disturbing amount of people who I'm hopefully in 40 years will look or when was the last time we did trepanation? Like the 30s, the 40s,
30s.
Like hopefully like 60 or 70 years from now, we'll look back on like gay conversion therapy and be like, how barbaric was that?
Yeah.
We talked a little bit on the Goose Chase podcast recently. We did an episode about Dr. Oz. Did you know that he supported gay conversion therapy?
He's a cocksucker.
asshole.
He's as much of a doctor as I am.
He's
Fuck
The
that
thing
guy.
is, he's like super credentialed, like as a heart surgeon. As a heart surgeon, the dude is unimpeachable. It's like all this other bullshit that he talks is insane.
And I don't even have a problem
Well,
with
he's-
somebody making money.
He's also been investigated
You know.
by Congress a few times, hasn't he, for making false claims on his show?
Calling things like magic beans. He referred to a supplement as a magic bean or a magic pill. He makes these insane claims. We had a lot of fun talking about him. But yeah, he even came out in support of gay conversion therapy, which is such an unscientific thing it boggles the mind.
It's that whole show, and really all of like daytime television
Yeah,
is
in
marketed
general.
to old people with nothing better to do. Old people who are like, "Boy, I hate my Medicare. What's that, Dr. Oz? You have unicorn semen and fairy tears that will cure my arthritis. Sign me the fuck up.
Dr.
Let me get out of that unicorn.
Fuck you, Obama."
There's like a video montage of where it comes from. They got like a guy, like a little farmhand guy.
Just squeeze them. Gotta work the balls a little.
Now what you have
Unicorn.
Yeah,
Give it a
right.
little.
Give it a play with his balls.
Now, what you
Put your
have to
finger
keep
his
in
ass.
mind is that unicorn semen defies gravity. You need to catch it out of the air.
But so it floats up, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like in zero gravity. It just
Oh,
like kind of
okay.
all comes out of
It's
the
like,
daughter,
like
and then you. That's a scientific term. Don't laugh. It kind of all comes out in like a zero gravity, like
Yeah,
in
just,
globules.
yeah, it's just like doing the amorphous blobby thing that.
It's like sparkling.
yeah.
This is ground control to Major Town.
Crowd control to Major Dong.
It's
So-
unicorn. Give it a little play, you know.
So anyway, that's why we're fucked. People need to be more aware of medicine and why shit works and how it works.
Fair. Completely.
Yeah. I guess I have one.
Why are we fucked, Chris?
This goes back to last week with Christmas. You know, I'm in retail.
Please tell us.
Sorry, I'm writing something
Please
down.
tell this story. Is this the one I'm hoping?
Oh, I can tell that one too.
yeah. Tell that one on the show.
We'll do two of them then, I guess. The one is if you're ever, this applies for next year, humble listeners. We're recording this on the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably going to get uploaded tonight, so I'm sure you already know that.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're out shopping for Christmas next year, it is not the worker's fault that you went
Yeah.
out 2 days before Christmas and that thing you want that everybody also wants is gone.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to be a dick to people.
You had a whole goddamn month.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
At least.
At least.
Technically, you had all year if you were smart.
Technically, you've had your whole life for this Christmas.
Yeah.
You only get one shot at Christmas 2017.
Do not miss your chance as well. This opportunity comes
But-
once a year, literally.
literally. What's up here?
But Chris, the customer always blows.
Yeah. No, it's just, man, I had a lady, and it happened, I'll tell you what, this is my fourth Christmas in retail.
Yeah.
All 4 years, I've had somebody say the words, or something like the words, "You've ruined Christmas."
I want to know the specifics on
So
this. 'cause
this
you
lady
mentioned
told
this.
me my son's Christmas is going to be ruined. Now, all right, let me tell you something a little bit about my store. We do car audio stuff like speakers and subwoofers, and
Yeah.
they also do like remote starts. This is the busiest time of year for remote starts.
Of course. Yeah, because no one wants to go out and have
Yeah.
to start their car.
Sure, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
So like
Boy.
those installs take 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it's a gift. It's one of those gifts that everybody thinks they're smart for thinking of, but they're not because everybody thinks of it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that'll be great for them. They'll get a remote start for their car because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Nobody else
Easy.
thought of this.
Check it off the list.
Right. You're not the first person to think of that. In fact, it's our busiest time of the year.
Yeah.
And they take Oh God, they take 4 hours for the installs. So
Now, do you know, is there a special place in the store? Like, do you actually have to go out and install this in the car, or do you have do you pull it around
there's
a
a
loading
bay. We have an
bay?
install
Okay.
bay. We're actually right back by my desk, around the corner by the bathrooms. There's a bay back
okay, I always wondered that because it's like you wouldn't just go out and spend 4 hours in the fucking you got to have a garage for all the car parts.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
No, it's just. You wouldn't download a car. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't.
wouldn't I?
On the internet.
No, it's a long install. First of all, so we're booked up.
Yeah.
Like as of right now, we're like booked up into February for installs.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 guys that work back there, and it takes 4 fucking hours to put one in. And
Just in
everybody
time for
wants
winter
one.
to end.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. But that's the thing is people are like, what? What do you mean it's going to be up until February? Like, yeah, motherfucker, you're not the first idiot to think of this idea.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. You should have thought of that ahead of time
Yeah.
and been ready to go. But, like, I had this lady, and again, this has happened to me every year that I've worked at a retail place where they sell Christmas stuff. It's not just, like, and I think I even got one at Mark's when I was, when we were out of pumpkin pie in a can, you know what I mean? The Libby's pie, pumpkin mix.
For fuck's sake.
You've ruined my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I told you guys about the douchebag who tried to cook his turkey in the microwave.
Oh yeah.
Like an animal.
Salmonella.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
But no, she was mad because she had called, and I know because I talked to the girl who talked to her. She had called about getting a remote started, and the girl in the phone hub said, "Yeah, I told her we have a couple in, but it's busy.
Yeah.
And we run out, so you need to come and get them when you as soon as possible." So she showed up like 2 days later, looking for a remote start. And she said, "Well, the girl on the phone told me that you had them." I found out later that she told her she had, yeah, we had them 2 days ago. You know what I mean? But like,
Oh my god.
so she showed up, and the one she wanted is gone. Like
Yeah.
we can't get it. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, my brother already gave me. We're gonna give him a gift, but I don't have anything else for him." And I'm like, "Well,
Look at all the other things in this
right,
room.
I know. Listen here, bitch. That's what we in the business call tough titties. I can't make it happen."
Yeah.
I'm like, and she's like,
Listen,
"Look,"
sweetheart,
she's like-
that's sales.
She's like, it's gonna ruin his Christmas," and I'm like, "Oh no!" And don't tell me that, because like
Oh no!
Oh no! Because like I felt bad like the first time it happened, and then you realize how shitty people are around the holidays. I don't fucking care. You were talking. I had a lady who cried at my counter one time. She's like, "Oh no, you're out of that? Oh god, it's gonna make me cry." And I said, "Oh don't cry." And and the next part of that sentence was, "Oh no, don't cry because I don't give a fuck." But I can't say that. But it's like, "Oh no,
Right.
oh no, don't cry." Like,
Yeah.
do that away from me.
I don't know. Do people? I mean, I wonder if this is like tears of maybe something magical will happen because I started crying, and I saw that in a movie.
Well,
once.
wait. Let me go check in the back.
Right? Yeah.
Although
the back.
Although, isn't your dad's story proof that does
Sometimes
work
shit is in the back.
occasionally?
Sometimes there's shit in the back.
Let me say this. For the most part, when you go in a store and when you say do you have anything in the back?
Yeah.
He didn't say that. He said, "Do you have any, do you know if you have any at all?" And she said, "Give me a second."
Yeah.
If you come up to somebody and you say, "No, I'm out of that," and you're like, "Well, do you have any in the back?"
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, let me go look. Nope, not there.
Yeah, right.
Like, no,
No, that was always my feeling at Target too. When I was working there, we had a huge,
Yeah.
inventory system, and I was
Sure.
like, no. If I said we don't have it, it means we don't have it.
The back is not some magical place where stuff sprouts.
Right.
First of all, like at my store, there is no the back. There's the warehouse where they keep the TVs and some like freezers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's the front warehouse where the CDs and movies are.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have that stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
It's probably a tiny loading area
Right.
where stuff goes right to the shelf.
trust and believe
Yeah.
if you ask for some Hallmark movie from 15 years ago, I don't fucking have it. Like, what do you know what I mean? Like, it's not some mystical place. And like, I don't know. I'm just saying, guys, like, just don't get upset if there's, it's your fault. If you wait, it's one thing if you went 2 months earlier and we didn't have something, and then we could order it for you and get it in. But if you went 2 fucking days before Christmas and I don't have something, don't get mad at me because you're a lazy fat piece of shit. It's not my fault that you didn't even think about it until, you just expect everything to be yours and ready to go,
People go real quickly from disappointment to needing there to be a target of that disappointment.
Right, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's deflection of blame. It can't possibly be your fault.
Right.
This actually,
you did what you had to do by going to the store.
This actually is going to tie in fairly nicely to my topic, but
nice. Oh, nice.
But continue.
It's just you can't, and nobody understands better than me because I'm in a position where I have to deal with a lot of screw ups, basically, and for the most part, those screw ups are neither my fault nor the person's fault who is taking their aggression out on me.
Right.
I had a guy who came in the other day and was like mad because I couldn't get him something. It got screwed up the first time, and then I couldn't get him something as soon as I needed to get him something.
Yeah.
And he was like screaming at me at the counter. It turned like the dude's mom just died, and he's like he was trying to get something before Thanksgiving. I get it, and he even told me, he's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I dude.
Well, if he's got the decency to apologize, like everyone's allowed their
okay.
moods. You just can't be an asshole.
I understand. It's okay because I've been there.
Yeah.
Frustrated. I understand. I'm frustrated too. Sure. Let me see what I can do. No problem with that. But if you're just like throwing a temper tantrum, you need to chill the fuck out. Yeah. Christmas isn't. If you don't get somebody something, if they're your family, they're not going to not be your family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. It's not like we all put such high, and I do it too, but we all put such high stock into that. Like, they're not going to not be your family. You know what I mean?
Like, your life isn't over.
Right. It's not the end of the world. So just fucking, just relax and maybe do your shopping a little earlier next time. That's all.
That's
all. Easy peasy.
Japanesey.
Do you want to tell a story about
I might as well. I might as well. The one thing we were talking about last week, I did the Christmas spirit topic.
Yeah.
And the one thing, right after that, I was in the mood. I was getting happier at work. And the thing that threw me over the edge and put me in the Christmas spirit as I caught this little shitbird back at my section's in the back at the store.
It's a word that needs to come back.
really gotta make use of shitbird.
Yeah.
I caught this little shitbird shoving tablets under his hoodie. Right. I came around the corner and he was like stuffing 2 Kindle big ones under his hoodie. And he
amateur.
You guys can't see it. Right, amateur. My boss and I were talking about this. Everybody who comes in to steal looks so fucking suspicious. You go on the shelf. I'm going to tell you all how to steal here. You go to the shelf, you grab the product, you pocket it, and then you walk out the door.
Yeah.
You don't have to look around.
Don't scope the place.
What are you doing? You get in and out before anybody notices you there.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then once you're out in the parking lot, you're out.
In and out with a purpose.
Yeah.
Says that you're here to shop or you're done shopping. You're here to leave.
Right. Exactly.
If they see you coming or going with that attitude, then they won't pay any attention to you.
Exactly.
If you come in and you're milling around, it's like, all right, what the fuck's this
What's
guy
this
up
guy
to?
doing? Exactly. So this fucking douchebag. I'm going to show you what he did. He's got the 2 tablets and he's got them in one hand. He's palming them like this, and he lifts his hoodie up underneath here, and he starts shoving them in under his shirt. Oh, Ben, I got to show you how this little dude tried to sneak it.
Yeah.
He's like
doing this little.
And then I come around the corner when he's right here, and he takes it out from under his shirt and pockets it under his arm like this. It was one fluid motion. I just I watched him do that.
The old sleight of hand.
And I came around the corner and I looked at him and I was like, "You doing all right back here?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm good." I'm like, "Oh, okay, good. Have a good one."
Here's the thing. At that point, this is where I think he really fucked up.
Yeah.
If he sets all the merchandise down and goes to walk away, he's probably in a lot better position.
He's getting out scot-free.
He's pretty much don't have it.
Yep.
Don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. That was my evil twin.
Right.
Walk out of the store.
You're done. You're home.
Never seen again.
Right. Exactly.
And maybe it's possible someone like you will be like, all right.
But he doesn't do that.
No.
What he does is he walks past me and he starts rounding the corner off by the bathrooms.
Try it again, basically.
Try it again, going back towards the back corner of the store. Where I'm sure he thinks there's no cameras. Yeah. There's definitely cameras back there. There's cameras everywhere. Also, when you go into a store, the cameras that are set up there, I know it was a big rumor some of those are dummy cameras. Most of them aren't dummy cameras. Yeah. I think there's some old cameras there from the old system that are still up. But
at a store like that, there's not a fake camera in the joint. It's
Yeah.
all valuable shit.
right.
You really think that they wouldn't set these cameras up in like the
Strategic
optimal
places?
They have
Yeah.
people paid to figure out the optimal
Sure.
positions for all these cameras.
And it's not like we don't have some blind spots, because there's blind spots in every big
Sure.
box warehouse store. There's always going to be a
There's
blind
tall
spot.
shelves with shit on
Sure.
them. It's you can't cover it all without a
But
camera in
like,
every
trust and
aisle.
believe. I don't know how any other store operates, but I know our store. Like, you are never not being watched.
Yeah.
There's a guy at the front. You can see him when you walk in the door.
Uh-huh.
Got an eagle eye camera that covers the whole store.
Yeah.
We can zoom in on your face. We can find you down aisles. We can track different cameras. We have the back of the building. We have the warehouse. We have the front of the building.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna look without saying how many we've got. There's a lot of cameras that are
Yeah.
in the store.
Yeah.
So we can, we all know, most of us know how to operate the camera system. So,
Yeah.
like, we can catch you. Trust and believe. There's somebody in the store who knows how to find you and knows what suspicious behavior is.
I
like
will
a whole-
find you,
Yeah.
and I will tackle you.
Yeah, right. But no, like we all know, and we've all been trained on. We all know the drill when that happens.
Yeah.
we're gonna
Which I imagine is exactly what you did at this point.
Right. Well, I let him go. I rather than I know the drill is to like start scaring him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I let him walk past me, and I called it out. Like as soon as he got around the corner, I said, "Hey, put the camera on that kid immediately," because I just caught him trying to shove tablets under his hoodie.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, you might not, if you're caught, we got you, and we're gonna
Yeah.
scare the shit out of you. That's what I mean, like that's our job. So I watched 7 other people come up from the front of the store towards my department from all sides. They all come from all different sides to kind of get a barrier around.
It's like
them.
white blood cells
Yeah,
and
they-
infection
exactly.
just glom on.
Now, what you missed was the actual robber walking out with a 72-inch TV.
right.
The guy in a black mask over his eyes, just tiptoeing out.
The black and white striped shirt.
Yeah. No, but yeah, we're supposed to scare them. So the idea there is when you know somebody's pocketed something,
Yeah.
you just you impose them. You get right up next to them. You don't leave them alone. You keep asking them for help. If they want anything.
Yeah.
So I let him walk around the corner to see what he was going to do, and then everybody started converging, and they got him on camera. And when he came out from the front, he was met by 8 of us with a box under his hoodie, like right here, with a big rectangle in his hoodie.
For Christ's sake.
So one of our supervisors, her name's Kathy. She came around the corner, and she's the first one who stopped him. And she's like, "Did you want to pay for those?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "Oh, I mean those 2 boxes under your shirt there that we can see sticking out, because he has 2 rectangle-shaped boxes like, puffing out of his chest."
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
he's, he pulls them out, and he's like, and she's like, "All right, come on, because we got to take you up to the office and decide what we're gonna do with you at that point." Now we used to be able to make stops, like stop,
Like tackle a guy?
grab,
physically
make a stop.
Yeah, but there's like a liability involved.
Well, there's
in that and
liability
shit.
involved in that for sure. But the biggest thing that stopped it was in Pittsburgh not that long ago. One guy got his face slashed open with a switchblade. This guy was making off with like some headphones, and the guy at the front desk, you have to wait for them to make the effort to get out the door. And the guy at the front desk went to make the stop, and the guy came around with a switchblade, and Glasgow smiled him right across the cheek. And
That's so gnarly.
So we're not allowed to make the stop anymore. The procedure is now to let them go.
I know in a lot of places, I know in a lot of places, retail-wise, like employees just like legally aren't allowed to do it. Like they have to wait for the police.
Home Depot's a famous
and
one.
I'm
Famously, you could walk out of Home Depot with anything you want.
And I'm sure this kid like heard something about this on the internet or something and decided to try it. Like the Best Buy employees can't do anything about it, but no, they.
Oh no, we can.
They can.
And we will. and we're and obviously people get away sometimes, but we're especially good at catching you when you steal. And there's nothing that gets me happier than watching, because I was never a thief. Like here and there, little stuff, you know what I mean, when I was younger, and then dumb stoner stuff when I was, but like I was never like a shoplifter. Like I didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Again, without incriminating myself or anybody here.
Just a quick check to the internet to look at the statute of
Limitation,
limitations,
and
we're not going to
But no, like I never like would go into the store when I was a teenage kid with the idea of stealing something. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So
I know a lot of people who did, and they got fucked.
Yeah, it's not good. It's
Yeah.
not good, man.
No, it
but
ain't worth it.
but she, she was worried because, that was the next question was like, they came over that we have headsets too, so we can all talk to each other.
Yeah.
Was like, did he come in here with anybody else? Because if somebody else is in the store, somebody else is, possibly trying to A, steal something, or B, trying to spring his buddy free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's like, looking around because people do get, like, retail employees get fucking shanked trying to stop shoplifters. It happens.
Yeah.
So she was worried about it, and then she heard him start crying. This kid was like 18, like old enough to know better, but still young.
Yeah, it's still basically.
But he started like crying on the way out, and then she's like, "Oh, I got this," This is, but yeah, kicked the little shit out. She like pretty much gave him the ultimatum. And the rule is, like, if it's not over a certain amount of money, most likely, unless you make the effort, if we get the product back, they don't want to go through the process of litigating and all that shit. Yeah. They used to do that for everybody, but it costs a lot of money to do that.
Sure.
But, she said, you have two choices. You can either, give these back to us and never come in here again, or you're going to go out in handcuffs.
Yeah.
So, I think he said, I just want to go home. So she like made him look. She said, look up there and smile. And now we have your face and never come back here again. You know what I mean? So,
man, what a jolly story that is.
Put me in the fucking Christmas spirit, man.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I got to go, I don't know about you guys, I did Christmas with the girlfriend's family, did Christmas with my family.
Yeah.
Had a great Christmas.
I'm so glad Christmas is over.
Spirit, man. Me too.
I'm so glad it's over.
Now it's time for Friendsmas.
Friendsmas.
Yeah.
That's the real Christmas.
The best Christmas.
Why are we fucked?
I have a reason that I believe we're fucked.
All right.
So I don't know.
Jews. This is a whole...
Start with Jews.
Apple Jews.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar. I know you are. You've probably seen the King of Random guy on YouTube. His name is Grant Thompson. He does a bunch of like sciencey type stuff. And the thing is, even though he's kind of douchey a little bit, I like the guy's channel. I've been watching his stuff for a long time. He'll do things like really cool stuff. Like he took a car battery and hooked it up to like solar panels and made a tube that pulls hydrogen out of water. Like it separates water into hydrogen and oxygen.
The fuck?
And then he would fill like 2 liters with hydrogen and light them with a little torch and watch them explode. That's fucking cool.
Oh, doesn't he do this in like this little cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Where, like,
Yeah, he's got like a really nice neighborhood.
I know the guy.
Yeah. He's the dude he looks, I don't know, he looks like a guy that would sell you like Brill cream.
Yeah,
He just
right.
got
Sure.
this perfect, shiny sort of, perfect life going on. And I really liked his videos.
Sure.
But the thing is, it seems like lately he's like just not around. And he did it. Christy and I were watching a video of his last night that put me over the edge. I was like, what the fuck is this? Apparently, he's not doing videos exactly anymore. He's busy with something called, I can't remember. He called it a flight school. Maybe it's not actually a flight school. I thought maybe he was going to be a pilot, but maybe it's not that. So he's got something else going on. So what he's got on his channel is like former Vine stars and like YouTubers you never heard of doing like experiments and stuff, or like making videos to basically fill his channel with stuff. And the one we watched made me so fucking angry I could spit. Because I thought, oh wow, this sounds interesting. 4 weird things you can do with milk, and I'm like, all right,
You can break it.
you can drink it. You can splash it in your neighbor's face. You can dump it down the toilet. I don't know, but it was like, okay, what's this gonna be? And it was a guy, a nondescript, charismaticless fucking thumb of a man, like doing things like, oh, I got a bowl of milk, I put some food dye in it, and then watch what happens when I touch the soap to the food dye. Ew, it runs away from itself. Isn't that, wow, that's neat.
What are we in, like, 3rd grade?
Yep. Or it would be like, oh, I'm going to mix milk and cola and wait a bit. See how they separate out? Isn't that new and exciting? I think I'm going to taste it. You would always be like, oh, I'm going to taste it. Oh, it tastes weird. Oh, I'm going to taste this. Yeah, it tasted weird. He did the last one. I can't remember exactly how he did it. He separated out the milk solids from milk using like lemon juice and vinegar and stuff. He actually, I swear to God, he made a milk volcano and was like, "Oh, that's way cooler than baking soda and vinegar, isn't it?" And I was like,
No!
Yeah, no. In fact, Christy said, "No, that's basically what that is. You just did. That's what that is." So, what was a very cool and exciting channel for, like, nifty experiments. Like, the guy made his own blowgun, and then he shot, like, little caps he made himself with the scrapings from match heads. Like, so that the caps would explode on contact, and he would launch darts at those. And that was sweet, He did fun stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's just, like, borderline faceless, no, spirit having dummies you've never seen pouring milk into a bucket and being like, "Wow, isn't that weird? I think I'm gonna taste it." Like, it's so infuriating to me. So I guess we're fucked because Grant Thompson needs to come back to his channel and do something interesting.
Yeah.
It's so sad when, like, something that you just kind of, it's like, not like I watched him every single day, but, like, you could kill a lot of time watching a guy make stuff in his garage and blow it up.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more depressing to me than just, look at this milk. I'm going to do a milk experiment.
Well, like dead channels. Like channels that go downhill.
Yeah.
JonTron.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that's my why we're fucked. Just get Grant Thompson back on there. He made hydrogen. He made his own hydrogen.
Made it like God.
Yes, like a god. And then he blew it up, and it made shockwaves in his neighborhood. That
Like
scared the shit
God.
out. Like a god. Now he's, I don't know, whatever he's doing, flight school
Fucking
bullshit.
bitches, getting money.
Yeah.
Eat ass, smoke grass.
Getting that science puss.
Yeah, come back, Grant Thompson. These nobodies are ruining your channel, man.
Well, anyway, it's about time for a break.
It is about that time.
But when we come back, what we're schmorping and what we're dorping.
Yeah.
Bone saw is ready.
Bonesaw is always ready.
I got you for 3 minutes.
Minutes later.
Oh man!
Welcome back.
Gotta get this smorp.
Yeah, get your schmorp going.
Welcome
I've been
back.
schmorping.
I know.
Low key.
You gotta get your schmorps
You
going.
gotta test out this awesome cigar ashtray, buddy.
So nice.
Yeah.
It tells me I'm living the dream, so
Yeah.
that I know that I am.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we
on the
did.
show? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
This is a prominent part of last one.
So we're back with a segment we like to call Schmorpin' and Dorpin'.
Schmorpin' and
You can
Dorpin'.
call it whatever you want. We're looking for ideas.
Yeah, please.
Post
'cause
your
we're-
comments
Please.
for
Yeah.
ideas for this the name of this segment.
We've completely run out of ideas.
For the
Sorry, that's so loud.
I want to say
I
the
just can't get this thing out of it. I dropped the thing in there.
so for I want to say the third week straight maybe. I'm not smoking anything. I'm
Yeah.
actually getting over the flu.
Yeah. That's
And,
a good idea. That's a
yeah.
good call.
So
I
I'm
know.
Loose straw?
not smoking
Yeah.
anything on this night. I'm however drinking the rest of the Sam Adams Boston Lager, which I left here last week.
Fast and lag.
Good, delicious Boston Lager.
Good, a little more?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Got this nice, got a nice smorp here.
Fairly unexciting.
Yeah, whatever.
Now you know what?
Options,
you
but-
gotta take care of that your snoot.
Yeah, you gotta get that
Yeah.
sweet
You don't want winter to boop it again.
That's right. Very true.
I am schmorping last year's, I think I talked about this on the show a couple times before. It's last year's Cigar of the Year by the company My Father. It's their 1922 Serio Reserve, which was Cigar Aficionado's 2016 Cigar of the Year. Great smoke. I recommend it to anybody. If you are a cigar smoker, you cannot, this is not a smoke for the faint of heart. You have to really like cigars. You have to be into heavy cigars. There's nothing mild about this smoke. It's peppery at first, and then it's very thick and heavy as you go through it.
Very nice.
Real strong smoke. Really good. Nice little torpedo cut with the flathead on it. And I'm drinking Guinness Extra Stout, which I really like. I've never had the extra stout.
Yeah.
I've only just had normal Guinness and then the black. but this is really good.
It really is. It's like a super Guinness. I got these because I had them once at a work Christmas party years ago.
It is Christmassy.
Yeah.
If not nothing else, wow, man, it's pairing really well with this like heavy ass cigar. This is the hiccup inducing cigar. This is the kind of heaviness that we're talking about here. But yeah, a really good beer. So
Yeah, it's like if you already like Guinness, you gotta try the extra stout.
man, that's incredible.
It's got a way of it's just got a way of worming its way into your head. I don't know, it's very good. So I'm also dorping the Guinness Extra Stout, obviously, and also we got some Bud Light Lime upstairs, which we might end up dipping into.
Just willing summer back.
Yeah, right. Just resisting winter as we do best with alcohol.
Right.
I'm also smorping this smorp, which has been around for a while, and I'm still not sure where it came from.
Yeah.
It's the Casa de Garcia, Connecticut. I don't know what it is.
So it's either one of mine or one of Ben's. I don't think it's mine.
Yeah.
Ben doesn't think it's his, so we don't know where this came from.
No idea where it came from. I will say, just right off the bat,
Really good on the nose.
now I haven't had much tobacco around me
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
a
say
while.
you've been you're 5 weeks no smokes.
5 weeks officially today, not smoking. I thought it's about time to sort of test a cigar. I'm at the point now where I'll crave a cigarette mostly just when I see someone smoking on TV.
Yeah, that's what gets me still too.
And
so.
it's everywhere. You don't realize how much people smoke on television until you stop smoking.
Cigars are
Hey, welcome to my world trying to drink less during football season.
Yeah, oh I know. Oh my god.
It's the worst,
It's impossible, dude. It's impossible.
Yeah.
But no, it's cigars are a different animal because it's. I mean, you're still. It's an oral fixation, but it's it's
not inhaling the thing.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's a very different experience.
Sure, it's a relax because you still get the effects. Like, and if you inhaled that, you would pass out. It's too much.
Yeah, right. But actually, despite the fact that this is almost definitely very old and probably has been in that shelf for months, and it has a name I don't recognize, and it's pretty dry.
Yeah, I can tell it's dry.
Yeah.
But it's not unwrapping on you. That's good.
I'm not hating this.
Can't be a bad smoke if it's not unraveling. Give it some time too, because once you get it right there, that's where your sweet spot's gonna start.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's not
some
bad
time.
at all.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a pretty half decent schmorp.
One of these days, I'm gonna give you guys one of these.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you guys want to try, so these are a little heavier, but
Eh?
check them out.
Maybe the next time we all actually have a schmorp, we should all
Yeah.
do the same one for once.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not a bad idea.
Because we never really do that. We all try to present a little variety, but maybe we can all get the same schmorp and just give our
Compare 'em.
reactions to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Again, not for the faint of heart, but I really
Yeah.
I like this smoke. It's a heavy one.
Anyway.
Well,
So,
that was. Let me just say that was a real efficient. That
was
was
a
an
nice
efficient
tight
Schmorpen and
five.
Dorpen. I'm good with the Schmorpen and Dorpen.
Yeah.
As long as it's not 30 minutes, and we all have a tendency to go a little nuts for
Yeah,
Schmorpen
right.
and
This is
Dorpen.
supposed to be just an aside
Yeah.
on the way.
we all have a tendency to go off on tangerines and
yeah,
just
you know.
kinda-
Just try to mango. I can't.
Mango too far with it.
I got nothing.
We gotta watermelon it down a little bit,
Yeah, right.
and we gotta. I was gonna do something with guava. I don't have anything.
Lemon.
We gotta turn the kiwi and unlock the door to the next part of the show, so we can.
Yeah. It's peach.
It'll be peachy. We're gonna. So let's.
Well, to peach his own.
Yeah. So there you go.
You got kumquat on. Let's go with the topic here. all right.
Well,
Kumquat. Trisha was like.
She
She kept saying the word kumquat to the, and it was just cracking her up, like over and over again. She just kept, because we were listening to Indian music in the car a couple weeks ago, and the guy's name was Bugwat, and she kept saying kumquat because she thought it was funny, and it's just like cracking herself up.
Yeah.
She kept going like kumquat.
Is there any greater joy than when your girlfriend finds a way to just completely
I know.
throw herself into a giggle fit? And
Yeah,
that's all you
it's
can
the
do?
best. But I was like, stop saying that. Kumquat. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so,
Yeah.
my topic for today last week we talked about Christmas because it was coming up on Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Well, now it's coming up on New Year's.
Yeah,
and of course,
Friendsmas.
Yeah, and of course the big thing on New Year's is to make a resolution, and
Yeah.
ultimately the point of a New Year's resolution is the subject of today's conversation, which is self-improvement.
Yeah, man.
Various ways in which we have improved ourselves, possibly over the course of the past, I don't know, however many years we've known each other.
Yeah.
Things we want to do, little tips and tricks to be more comfortable with our lives and everything.
Nice.
And I said before that what you were saying ties in kind of nicely to my topic about the displacement of anger, of being angry at people or things that don't deserve it. That's probably going to be my New Year's resolution is to get the fuck over it. Is to like, if I'm having a bad night in the game, just accept that just bad nights happen and it's not necessarily the game or anything like that. Try less to displace my be a little more honest with myself in my worst moments.
That's a very healthy goal.
Yeah.
I think it's probably something we could all do a little of. It's just like...
I have to talk myself down from the ledge when I play chess sometimes. I play chess every day. There's not a day that goes by where I don't play at least a game of chess.
Yeah.
And like I'll go through these stints where I'll have one day I'll play really well and I'll win every match I play, and then the next day I'll lose 15 in a row.
This is exactly the same with me and Rainbow Six.
Yeah, it's just like, and you gotta like, rather than grab your phone and bend it in half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just fucking, it's like, especially with something like games, because they're interactive, and for the most part, they're all based on what you're doing.
Right.
Like chess especially, because it's just me being bad at it. Or like slipping with my finger sometimes and making the wrong move and,
God.
doing the mouse slip
Sure.
thing.
The
Yeah.
most infuriating defeat is the one that you knew better than to do
Yeah.
and accidentally did.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good goal to have, is just kind of settle yourself down.
But I guess to start, what are some things that we've done, maybe in the past few years or so? Because self-improvement takes a long time. You can't just like pick up a New Year's resolution and then spend like a year doing it, and if it doesn't work, be like, oh well.
Yeah.
It's something you gotta stick with. So what are some things
Yeah, let's do like a State of the Dudes Union.
Yeah, why not? The state of the dudes.
The Dunion.
The
Dunion. Well, for one, I think if we had been doing this podcast 3 years ago,
Yeah.
by this point, I would be probably 6 or 7 cocktails in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely be knocking back Ezra Brooks and Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a great mix.
Since like
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
like knowing I didn't have to work in the morning, I'd be
Yeah.
doing it since like 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And not thinking too much about it.
Sure.
Now, I've had a Bud Light Lime, 2 Bud Light Limes, and
Yeah.
I'm like not even halfway through the Sam Adams. So I think I'm making progress.
Yeah,
I hope
very
I am.
good.
Well, I can also like speak to like the fact that we lived together for like 2 years.
Sure.
So like, I think when you moved in, you were at the same level of drinking that I was at, which is like pretty intense and pretty regular.
It was a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
It was a
a lot.
lot of alcohol. And we still drink
We still
together
drink,
on
yeah.
Tuesdays, and we still
Yeah.
I know I still drink during the week sometimes, but I think it's fair to say that we don't really drink like we used
Yeah.
to.
No.
I certainly don't. I came out of it like, I was in college. Drew and I our friend Drew, we used to, drink every night. And I mean like every night. The only bills I had were my cell phone, my gas, and beer and cigarettes. I mean, like that was my life. And it's real easy to be a lush
Yeah,
when that's all you got to worry about.
Right.
what the hell is that beer? The Black Label or whatever the heck it was.
Carling Black Label.
Yeah,
$1
$1.
Buy it for $1 at
Old
Cedars.
Man Monday. I love that beer. Man.
$1.
That is a great shitty
Yeah,
beer.
that's cheaper than beer at my Eagles Club, which is like the cheapest place to drink right now. I get a beer for $1.20 over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's even cheaper.
You can't beat that.
No, you can afford to.
It was $1 beer and then $1 shots of whatever that shitty liquor whiskey was.
Oh, BV?
Not BV. Shittier than that.
Shittier than BV.
Oh god,
you
it was a light whiskey, Canadian whiskey, and a white label. I can't remember what it was called. He would do shots of that for $1.
I can't imagine.
And I
what
mean,
it
we
is.
used to. I mean, there were nights where Drew and I drank 15 beers. You know, for
Yeah.
like it was always one of those things where like I wouldn't have any money. I'd be like, nah, Drew, I can't go out tonight. I don't have any beer or smokes.
Yeah,
and
and
she's
she'd
like,
go, come on.
she'd be like, I'll
gotcha.
get you a pack of smokes and I'll buy your beer. And I'd go, all right, you know. And then there were nights when she'd be like, oh, I'm all out of cigarettes and I don't really have that much money. I'd go, oh well, come on, you know, I got you. We'll
Was it Canadian Club?
No, it wasn't. It was a weird name.
Uh,
Canadian Club's too fancy.
Old Overholt? JP Weiser?
You just looking at the
just
shittiest whiskeys you can find.
I'm just looking at the.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
It was not good. I just remember that. But no, like there were nights. I mean, and, like we drank 6 or 7 nights a week, like that. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
I remember her brother, Drew's brother Seth, who's maybe the funniest person I've ever met in my life. He's hilarious. He's talking about going to the doctor. The doctor was asking him about like, you know, they were talking about drinking, and the doctor's like, well, when you drink, how much do you drink? And he's like, you know, 17, 18 beers.
Doctor drops like clipboard.
You know, I mean, that was a night, man. That was like a night for me. You know, and like
Yeah.
the night that Drew had that bonfire.
Oh my goodness.
Drew bought a bottle of Jameson. Chris Laterra and I drank the whole bottle to ourselves. He cracked open the bottle. We didn't have any glasses, and he's like, and he just and then I watched him do it the first time, and he looked over at me, and he's like, he hands the bottle over, and I'm like, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
We drank the whole bottle. It was like towards the bottom before Drew was like, did you guys drink all of that? like that was nothing. That was like a night.
I know.
You know,
It
like
seems impossible now.
it does.
It seems impossible to drink an entire bottle
with
like
responsibilities and you know.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, my God, I mean, like I was out of control.
I think we're all a lot better now than we were 3 or 5 years ago.
So like, it was
Sure.
like after that, you know, Dude's Day was the escape. Like I'll have a beer at home, you know, every once in a while, and then like when Mom and I'll go out to dinner sometimes, and you know, we'll have a beer there.
yeah.
But you know, I don't really drink out that much anymore.
No, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing that, like, this is an improvement I made since I started drinking up until now. It's because I got
You had
that
the DUI.
I got a DUI years ago.
Right.
That completely changed the way that I approach alcohol out in the world.
Well, yeah, it'll scare. I'm telling you, I've been through that test.
Yeah.
and that's enough to scare the shit out of you. And I think that was the moment for me too. Was like, I got pulled over. We were leaving karaoke night at the B&O one night. It was me and Trisha and Alec, my friend Alec, our friend Alec, and her Trisha's friend Kaylee, and I had 5 or 6 beers, which to me, 5 or 6 beers. I'm a big guy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, and a little bit
guy.
of you're a big guy.
For you.
And a little bit of a lush, so like I'm fine. 5 or 6 beers for me is comfortable. And we drank, you know, 5 or 6 beers. We had waited an hour, cashed out, listened to some karaoke, and then you know, it was like an hour after I'd stopped drinking. We're like, oh, well, let's go. We're gonna go to Waffle House and grab some food.
Like you do.
Right. And I, like, coming up Mahoning Avenue there and then making the right on Meridian towards McDonald where there's a lot of traffic stuff for those of you who are from this area. We were heading up towards the Waffle House, and I must have just blown the red light, which I do when I'm sober or drunk.
Yeah, right. Something that you can do by accident.
And I just rolled through the red light, not blew it, but like I slowed down and then rolled through it. You know what I mean?
Sure,
okay.
sure. You're one of those.
I am
guys.
one of those guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. But it's okay. It's like it's midnight. There's nobody on the road. You know what I mean? But except this cop, and he pulled me over and we were talking. I didn't even know he was behind me.
Yeah.
And Trisha was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Well, we're gonna find out." It was one of those things. There was worry, but like so much not worry there because it's like, there's nothing I can do about this, so I might as well just not be a dick to the guy and see what happens. So I didn't. He came as a young guy. He probably was about my age at the time. And he's like, "Hey, I pulled you over." And I said, "Honestly, I don't, because I didn't realize that I had done that. I was, talking to her."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, you rolled through that stoplight back there." And I said, "I did?" And he's like, "Yeah, you slowed down and then went through it." And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." So I really didn't know that I did that.
Yeah.
And he's going through where are you coming from? And I said, "Oh, we're coming down from the B&O for karaoke night." And he's, "Where are you going?" They all do the same spiel.
Yeah.
I said, "We're going right up to Waffle House up there." And he said, "You been drinking tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, I had a couple beers." Again, like, this is great advice, everybody. When you're in a situation where you're in the wrong, don't lie to the police.
Oh, for Christ's sake, just admit you fucked up.
It's going to be so much better for you if you just don't. Like, I was a pot smoker when I was younger, so I had so many pothead friends who, lied to cops.
Yeah.
If you got a 10-sack of pot in your pocket, they're going to take your pot and they're going to let you go.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they're going to smoke it that night.
Right, exactly. Everything's going to be okay. You can't lie to them because nobody's going to send you to jail over a little bit of pot.
Yeah.
And provided they're not a dick or trying to make quota, they're not going to, if you're okay to drive, for the most part, I think most of the cops around here are going to take it easy on you if you just tell them the truth.
Right.
So I did. I said, "Yeah, I had a couple beers when I was down there." And he said, "Well, when was your last one?" And I said, "It was about an hour ago." And he asked me how many I had, and I told him, And he said, "Well, all right." He's, real nonchalant. He said, "All right, take a step outside. I'm going to make sure you're okay to go." But he didn't say it with, the cop force. He was like, "All right, just, come on out." And so and unbeknownst to me, Alec was behind us and, pulled up around and was going to come out of the car running no, I'll take him. You know what I mean? If I got, But, which wouldn't have made any sense because he was also drinking with it,
Right. Oh, my goodness.
But he did the flashlight and the pen and the face trick.
Yeah. I'm having flashbacks, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why I just had that dumb look on my face a second ago. I just went through it all.
Yeah, because they tell you look over my shoulder and then keep your eyes on the pen, keep your chin locked with my shoulder, and then I think I don't know exactly what they're looking for. I think they're looking for you to not move your head when you.
No, actually, what they're looking for is an involuntary eye movements.
Oh, okay.
Because it so happens that at certain levels of intoxication, your eye just involuntarily, you can't follow something smoothly.
Yeah, it'll just your eyes will just drift and you'll have to keep bringing them back.
Yeah, there's jitter,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Okay, so just like that.
You ever have that? If you're drunk and trying to watch TV and your visual
you're right.
They keep drifting somewhere and then you'll have to snap it back over and over.
And that happens even very subtly at lower levels of intoxication. Where you don't have to be hammered to be your
drifting.
eye can't.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Which I'm sure I was.
Sure.
But he did the pen trick for me, which feels like if you've never been in that situation, I'm sure you can attest this. Feels like it lasts 15 minutes. It goes on forever.
Oh yeah. Everything that happens is horrifying, so it feels forever.
Yeah. So and again, I was nervous, but I wasn't I think I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm not lying to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm thinking maybe he'll, at the very least.
But on paper, it could be not the case.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Is I'm thinking at the very least, maybe he'll, have mercy on me and not go quite as hard.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing I can do at that point. He already got me.
Yeah.
But he did the whole test, and then I remember he took the flashlight down. He put the pen in his pocket. And he's like, "You're fine. I'll follow you up there." And I got back in the car, and he was finishing up in the back before he brought me over my license, and I sat back down, and Trish was like, "Is everything okay?" I said, "I think so." So he let me back in the car.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
if you let me get behind the wheel again, I think it's going to be okay.
But yeah, he did. Which let me just to that guy. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he what he said was, "Yeah, you're fine. I'll follow you up there," which means don't do this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
You know, there's nobody on the road. I think everything will be fine. You're only going right up there. You know, but I think he actually took mercy on me, and just because I wasn't a dick. And I didn't lie.
To get more on topic.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
I went way off there.
Because
I'm sorry, guys.
that was a diversion on alcoholism in general.
Sure, but no, it did make me think though of like one of the more like insidious things. Sorry, you were gonna make a point. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna steer us back into the talking about the ways we've improved. But if you've got something else,
I was gonna say I feel like there's all sorts of these reasons that why it's hard to quit drinking. But I think one of the big ones is a little more subtle, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Is that I feel like especially guys of our generation have sort of this ideal image of like the intoxicated cynic.
Yeah.
That we all kind of want to be, like the bitter,
sure.
Because I think we feel like it makes us appear wiser and
sure.
Appear that we I don't know. I think it's
all of us want to be Hemingway somewhere.
Right. It's
there.
a
Sure.
great romantic idea. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
never mind the fact that Hemingway blew his fucking brains out.
yeah.
But I think it definitely is an image thing, not in the sense of fitting in, but in the sense of just like a personal
It's a
kind of
self-actualization of something that's actually in there already.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is like, we're way savvy to the ways that the world is trying to manipulate us and to, present itself to us, and we feel like we see through a lot of the bullshit.
Sure.
And there's this like tired old, like retired solid snake kind of thing inside all of us.
Sure,
It's like
sure.
I've seen it all.
Sure.
I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's exactly
The boredom of it. You know what I mean? Like
the doldrum of like American living.
Exactly.
21st century.
and it's part of like the idea of like someone I remember at the end of 2016 there was a meme going around of Mads Mikkelsen opening a bottle of vodka, a full bottle of vodka during a Rogue One interview.
Yeah.
Just like completely dispassionately just unscrewing the top off this bottle of vodka. And it's like, it's a punchline. It's a cynical kind of nihilistic punchline to be like, well, this sure was some kind of year, glug glug.
Right.
Yeah. Hey,
but
we've contributed to that on this show with things like Three Dude Show, drink.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
We're part of that.
But it's something that doesn't really quite occur to you until like I haven't been in college since what, it's been 5 years since I graduated. It's been. But
Like 5 years or so.
5 years.
But I think it's really, 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 really easy to chase after that kind of image in college.
Yep.
And then much harder to get out of when you're an adult.
Can I tie this back to another thing?
Yeah.
I swear it's also about getting laid. All of it is like, it's all, that's the thing is, the older I get, the more I change, I'm like, wait, I'm just not trying to get laid anymore, so I'm giving up all these things.
Sure.
Drunk, cynic, tired, old, guy who's like had enough of this shit is actually, it looks cool.
Yeah.
And looking cool is part of getting laid.
Right.
Like all this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All this shit, like we're like watching it go out our rearview mirror now.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
And that also means you can do things like not drink like a fish to impress
Yeah.
people.
Sure.
Sure.
You're out of the hunt. Although that is a great skill to have if you're ever like in
Oh,
a
yeah.
Russian bordello and
And you need to like win a drinking contest to save your wife from
Sure.
mobsters or
right.
something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I could win that contest.
I think I could, too.
I think I could win that
that's
contest.
that's an
Training my
important.
liver.
It's
Yep.
an important skill to have for when the main character comes in and everyone's got like neckties tied around their head and you're like staring down the meanest guy in the bar trying to drink
yeah,
on
right.
the table.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And then the main character comes up and says, Thought I'd find you here. It's been a while.
Yeah, right.
another one.
And you don't even look over your shoulder. You know who it is.
Give me one for my friend
Indiana
and 2 more
Jones.
for me. Right. And, it's but that when you're out of the hunt, the rest of
Everything changes.
that veneer gets stripped away a little
Most
bit.
most things change. The other reason why I drink is because some of my biggest breakthroughs confidence wise came after some drinks.
Sure.
Yeah,
including getting laid.
Yeah, right.
But karaoke, going to parties, there's always alcohol behind it. So whenever I'm not feeling confident in myself, I'm like, what would fix this? Booze.
It's a great way to make people friends. I made a lot of friends drinking beer.
Yeah.
And smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, that's the thing I already miss the most about not smoking is not bumping into weirdos out in front of places.
Hey, there you go. And now that it's fucking like 18 degrees out,
Yeah,
you don't have to go outside for a
that's
cigarette
true.
anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, man, that is the best part. Wait till your circulation gets better. I have terrible circulation.
Yeah.
I can go out and clean my car, come in, and in a minute my hands are warm again.
Well, I'll take a
It's
case in point.
incredible.
Hey.
My
Yeah.
feet are sweating right now, and we're in a cold basement.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening to my body.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, seriously, because I have hypertension, all the not good fat guy stuff, hypertension, pre-diabetes. You know what I mean?
Peanut butter for blood.
Right, exactly. Right, that kind of stuff. That's a symptom of diabetes.
Yeah, your blood turns into peanut
But
butter.
yeah, no,
Everyone knows that.
my circulation's way better. Way better.
That's a big improvement,
Yeah. Yeah.
When you feel stuffy and it turns out you just have a nosebleed.
Yeah. Well, no, to get off drinking just a little bit.
Yeah.
To get off drinking a little bit, the biggest thing I did in the past 5 years is quit smoking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you
That was-
know what? Here, provide me a window into my future, Chris.
You're gonna start smelling stuff more. You're probably gonna put on weight. I don't know.
I don't think that's possible.
I put on a lot of weight. The best thing I can tell you is whatever little bit of activity you're doing, keep doing it and do a little more.
My father gave me a walking stick for Christmas
Did he?
to actually hike in Mill Creek.
That's cool. Is that the one upstairs
The one
by
that
the
you saw,
bookshelf?
yeah.
That's sick, man.
It's
Yeah.
from Mill Creek Park for Mill Creek Park.
That's awesome.
So that's one thing
Awesome.
I'll do.
Yeah, no, you gotta stay. I'm just telling you, stay after it because you're gonna have to, or you're gonna balloon up like I did.
Yeah.
But there's so many other I'm a tubby guy, but I can get up the stairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not be dying. I couldn't in school walking up the second floor of DeBardlow. I would be out of breath.
Yeah.
And there were times Drew, I think, smokes more than I did, and I smoked 2 packs a day. And she there were times where both of us had to take a second. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and catch our breath.
Stop
at
mid-floor.
at 23. Do you know what I mean? That's not good, man. That's not a good place to be.
I'll tell you a mini story. When I was still smoking, not that long ago, I went to put on socks and ran out of breath.
Yeah.
I bent over to put on my socks and came up going because I had compressed and couldn't breathe, and then that little bit was enough.
It is no joke.
Yeah.
What's even crazier is how all the research shows that the second you quit smoking, the benefits are immediate.
Immediate. It's
That's insane.
And you start to notice them within a week. You're within a week you're starting to breathe better. Within 3 weeks, your smell starts coming back. You know what and that was the moment where I knew.
I remember.
Why did I do that?
I remember. I think we went to Dingles once, and you were telling me about
Making toast. That was the I came home. I went through the hospital did a program where you could stop smoking and your insurance would cover it, and if you didn't have insurance, the hospital would cover it by donation. So because they which is excellent, and I would recommend that to anybody who's trying to stop smoking.
What an efficient and magnificent way to save lives.
Absolutely.
Just get one person to teach a fucking class.
Right, exactly. I would love to do that. Because, man, and it's, okay, maybe it's hokey, the cynic in me is it's hokey AA kind of stuff. Okay, but, all right, I had to go into a class on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah.
1 day a week. I had to sit in a group with other smokers, and I had to talk about why we started smoking, how much we smoke a day.
Yeah.
and calculate how much money it fucking costs, which is a
Yeah.
lot. I was almost at $4,000 a year on cigarettes.
I'm just gonna do a quick calculator to see how much I've saved since.
Yeah, I think we did that. I did it once. It was like $4,000. I mean, it was a significant chunk of money.
Yeah.
And they gave me my patches. They gave me gum. All the rules on the box. Incidentally, if you're a smoker and you're trying to quit and you want to use the patches, all the rules they tell you on the box about patches don't matter. Like if you're a 4-pack a day smoker, it's okay to put 2 28 milligram patches on because you're gonna need them. Like if your body's used to that, that's what you need to do.
Sure.
And like I remember they had me go in for the pre-meeting.
The pre.
I'm gonna fucking pre, dude. I'm gonna pre. Sorry. I'm gonna pre, man. No, but like it's so weird.
It's so
what
gross.
does that even mean?
I don't like it.
I'm gonna pre, dude.
I don't like it at all.
I'm gonna fucking pre. But no, it's.
I've got chills all over me. Ugh.
But like they have you go in and they make you blow into this carbon dioxide meter.
Yeah.
And it's how much or carbon monoxide. It's how much smoke basically is coming out of your breath when you're exhaling.
Yeah.
And I went in and I blew a 38, which I watched the little
38 special.
Yeah.
Hold on, loose snap.
Yeah, I did. But don't let it go. No. But
Caught up in you.
I blew a 38 on the meter, and I'm like, oh no! Like I didn't know what that meant, but I knew it was bad.
That can't be good.
And she said, that's far from the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
She's like, I had somebody come in here and blow an 80 the other day, so. Yeah.
Wow.
80.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she said that's about average.
Yeah.
You know where you're at. So like,
You should have asked her, what does it take for you to go, whoa! Oh!
yeah. Well, I mean, it was bad, man.
I was thinking about, you see people who, old people when their nails are yellowed from the smoking. But the thing is, your nails keep growing.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's because they've been smoking longer. It's
because
they're smoking more.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Right? So, you got to think, it's like, if people can be getting to that point and you didn't, then you're really not smoking as much as some other people.
My dad's cousin Tommy was one of those guys, and he was just the nicest human being. I mean, he was a great guy, really funny, fun guy. Him and his brother Richie were regularly the funniest people in my dad's family. They were great. But, Tommy was one of Dad's best friends. He was his cousin and, drank every day, smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. I mean, worked
Who
hard.
has the time?
He worked like a dog,
seriously.
Functioning, worked like a dog, worked his ass off, but he would, I remember we went over to visit him one time, and he was I was 15 or 16, and he was the nicest fucking guy. Yeah. And he was sitting on his floor, doing the Brady sit, sitting on the floor, back up against the couch. That's how we all like to sit for some reason. But he had a 5th of wine. He was drinking it out of a jug of wine.
Yeah.
And he drank the whole thing while we were sitting there, and he would just chain smoke, light one smoke with another smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was what we were sitting there shooting the shit for 2 hours, and he smoked a whole pack of cigarettes and just finished a whole 5th of wine. And I remember we got in the car and I went, "Oh my god," Dad,
Yeah.
Dad knew I was a smoker. I said, "Dad, I smoke, but
But holy shit.
Yeah, and he's like, that 5th of wine he drank, that's probably his second one today. He was just, and he died. He died young. It's one of those things. You can measure the years off of your life that smoking will take.
Absolutely, and drinking for that matter. There's a lot of research now going into because there hasn't been, I'm sure, because of lobbying, about alcohol's effect as a carcinogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have heard about.
And here's one of those things: drinking in itself isn't really bad for you. It's when you do it all the time. There's benefits to drinking red wine. There's benefits to drinking a beer a day.
Yeah, there's benefits to exactly thinning the blood a tiny bit every now and then.
Sure. There's not, but it's man, when you go to excess on it, it's the old Catholic thing my mom used to tell me, everything in moderation, right? Yeah. It's serious. You know, you can't
Sure.
just do that.
Sure. Is that even like a Catholic thing? That just seems like good advice in general.
It is. Yeah. It's everything.
Does that come from like the temperance kind of?
I don't know.
Movement,
Yeah.
or?
There's something my mom always used to say, and then something her mom always used to tell her. So it's great advice.
I think too. There's this desire to disprove like negative stigmas.
Yeah.
Like for me. like trying to drink less. I always kind of feel like, well, why should I have to drink less? I'm perfectly fine after a few drinks. I'm not like the alcoholic abusive husband in a Lifetime movie.
Sure.
Therefore, I have every right to drink as much as I want to.
Yeah.
That's not a helpful mindset at all.
To think about things in terms of rights is not the right way to look at it.
Exactly. And that was something big I had to get past was like, why does everyone else get to do this and I don't? And completely overlooking the fact that not everyone drinks the way I drink.
Sure.
Right.
Well, and like here's a little nugget of Chris Brady.
Most people don't drink the way I
The
drink.
vast majority of people do not drink the way that you and I had to drink, or even now do
drink. Yeah, sure. Me too.
Yeah.
For that matter.
I've gotten better. It's hard to
people
shake though. It's very hard to shake.
Yeah. Some people are perfectly happy not drinking like once a year. You know, I don't know who they are.
Well, like case in point, Christy and I went next door to have Christmas Eve with the neighbors. We sat, and I brought a bag of Rolling Rock from the fridge, and we sat in their garage and talked for a while. And I brought like 8 Rolling Rocks. And I drank like 5 of them in the couple hours we were over there, and she was still working on her first one, and didn't have another one later.
Yeah.
And it always amazes me that but that's just
it's the part of it's
other people are different that way.
Addictive personality thing. I don't know about you guys. I have an addictive personality. Obviously.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I cling on to stuff, So like when which is helpful in some things. Like that's how I learned how to play the guitar because I got focused on it.
That's a good way to learn to fight the Romulans too. Is when you cling on to stuff.
Dad. No, come on, Dad. No, that's part of it.
Live long and Punspur.
Like, and what normal people classify as binge drinking is just normal drinking for me.
Right.
My idea of binge drinking is very different.
Oh yeah.
Than the medical term for binge drinking.
A bender for me would be like I drank 3/4 or such of like a big bottle of like vodka. I drank 3/4 of the 1.5 liter bottle of vodka. That's like going off the deep end.
Sure.
Yeah, Aubrey, if you're listening, I do know that I need work on it, but that's why we're talking about it. We're talking about self-improvement.
This is about being honest with ourselves.
So what about self-improvement from like a more positive perspective, like things that like we know we're good at, we know we enjoy, but maybe we don't do enough of.
Playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I was talking to this today with.
I haven't picked up my guitar in like a week or two.
No, dude, I have 9 guitars. Yeah. And like I don't pick them up nearly.
Speaking
as much
of addictive personalities.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, seriously. Yeah, and I'm not done.
I'm addicted to the music.
Let's be clear. I'm not finished. There's gonna be more guitars. There's at least a few more that I want.
Oh yeah.
So
what you need is wall mounts, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's what Trisha said. She's like, at some point we're gonna get you wall mounts for those so you can hang them up.
Yeah, because they look cool as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But doing the guitar, man, it's one of those things where like I focused real hard on it when I was younger, and then I would go off of it for a while, and then I'd focus back in on it again.
I broke up with the electric guitar. I broke up with it. It's like my heart was broken by the fact that like I think when my band didn't work out and we kind of like went our separate ways, I think my heart broke a little bit.
Yeah, your band was cool, man.
It was a lot of fun.
This is another thing that I think not just us, but I think everyone can. And I think Chris, you have the least issue with this of the three of us, is taking disappointment and taking failure in stride and using it to build off of and try again.
Yeah, I did have a big problem with it. I did have a huge problem with it.
I think you're pretty resilient these days.
Yeah, well, chalk it up to clean living now. That's having someone smart and strong by my side who I have to be good for.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Can we talk about that for a second? That over the course of the last several years, all of us finding ourselves in good, stable relationships with good
for
people
Yeah.
that care about us.
Absolutely.
Is a significant improvement. There is this thing. It's like kind of like a stereotype about men that we just we're not particularly good alone. Like we're like adrift. It is the truth.
It's the truth.
I don't know how. I know that it sucks to be like, yeah, that old adage. That's absolutely true. But man,
It is true.
We
I'm
need.
not.
If it wasn't for women, would we shower or leave the home?
No, see, that's the thing. Men have this idea that we are only as valuable as our purpose. As long as we can serve a purpose, everything else is whatever. We can drink or smoke ourselves to death and die at 60.
Sure.
Yep.
But that's why we need someone to anchor us and kind of show us that there is something beyond that. And it's especially tough when you're an atheist and it's like, this life is the only one I get. I'm going to live it,
how I want,
kind of the way I want.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when you meet someone special enough that, it does matter down the road that you want to give that person more and more of your time and to extend that time as much as you can.
I think I've regularly told Trisha, like, you better not fucking die on me, because you're the only thing that's keeping this from being dead at 40. Like truly.
No, I know what you're saying.
Like, there's nothing else. I keep thinking like, you know what? Everybody else will be fine, but I gotta be good. I gotta stay alive for Trisha. You know what I mean?
It's just,
and she's got to stay alive because this is over.
See,
like, it's over.
Now that's the thing. Aubrey doesn't like that because she wants me to do it for myself, and I keep telling her like, I can't.
Yeah,
but here's the
I
thing.
don't want to.
Yeah, the closest you're ever gonna get is that the yourself you're doing it for is still the part of yourself that wants to be better for someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I don't know what it is, but I know this is a thing that. I will, for example, if I know I'm not going to see, like, Christy for days, I will bathe that last day before she comes home. Or I will, like, not clean up the house until I know, like, and even then sometimes I guess I don't always do it, but...
See, I like the feeling of coming out of the shower too much to stop bathing,
The feeling of coming out of the shower.
The feeling of coming out of the shower.
The cool air as you leave the steamy chamber of the shower.
Yeah, like... Number one,
Shaper farts.
Number one, I don't know if this is like an autism thing or what, but I really, really love the sound of running water.
No, it's good.
Number two, the feeling of like finishing a shower and getting dry and then just feeling clean. I love that feeling.
I do too.
I didn't appreciate it enough when I was younger. I sure as hell appreciate it now because if I go too long without a shower, like I feel it all over my body.
Yeah, you do. You feel it.
Yeah.
It's like soaked on you. It's
just the weird slippy feeling.
I've been there. Yeah, I'm an Italian, so I get the greasy hair like real bad. It's happening now.
I gotta go out right now.
Yeah, all right. I discussed it. But yeah, no, there's something about it, man. But yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a men and women thing or if it's just an us and women thing, where it's like, I understand that. I identify that with that so much. Like I can't do it for me because I don't care that much about me. You know what I mean? Like I like me, but like I'm not great. You know what I mean? So it's
I'm like take it or leave it.
I'm doing it for you, and that needs to be my focus because it's like I don't think I'm super important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's like it's not depressing to me. I'm okay with this being mundane and mediocre and shitty. You know what I mean? I'm doing it because you want me to be a better person, so I have to be.
Yeah,
because I love you. You know,
and it's an accomplishment to look at yourself and be like, all right, I have been this person. I've been a better person as a result.
You know what I want to do more of, and this, again, I told you guys earlier before we started the cast that, Aubrey got me the autobiography of Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, of the USS
Enterprise, yes. And again, so far from what I've read of it, I've read the prologue and I think I've gotten all the way through like the first two chapters, but it looks like it's going to be a really, really fun read. There's plenty of, actual things that happened in the show, thrown in there, plus, whatever liberties the author took,
sure.
based on all the books and all the side material and whatever that's out there about Captain Picard. And it looks like it's going to be a great read. And I need to read more. I did a lot of it in college, not just for classwork, but just recreationally. Yeah, I used to read a lot. I developed a halfway decent knowledge of poetry and the occasional book. I read Brave New World. I read 1984. I read all these different things in college, and then after college I just kind of stopped, and I definitely kind of regret that. So I think I need to read more. It's something I really enjoy. The trouble is like I read so slow.
Me too.
I'm a very slow reader. I have to every word in my head has to be sounded out.
Yeah.
Like I read basically no faster than I can talk.
Like a very concrete method of reading where you're saying it to yourself.
Kind of. Not even yeah. Basically, I can't read any faster than I can talk.
Yeah. I do that too. You know what I do is I'll read something and then I'll wander off in my head and I'll go through the whole page and then I'll have to go over and start reading the whole page again because I'll get far enough and something won't make sense.
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh wait I was kind of thinking about a ham sandwich right around here.
Yeah. Wait.
So,
can we go back? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. You kind of lose your focus in the middle of the page, and you have to go back and be like, okay, wait, what's this doll that she has here? Wait, let me.
Yeah. Why is that?
Where did this come from?
I will tell you.
Wait, who is Claire again?
Do you remember when I put that recliner in my room a long time ago?
The Steiner recliner.
And then you put your Heiner in the recliner.
I put my Heiner in the recliner, and I was reclined in the recliner. I put that in there as a reading chair, and the night that I put it in there, I was all excited. I had my end table there, and I sat up and I'm reading a book. I remember I was reading this really cool book that I still haven't finished about artificial intelligence, written by Ray Kurzweil, and that was still in the last year one of the best nights I have had. Period. Was sitting in that chair with a dim light, the dog asleep on the bed, and me reading a book. It's probably been over 2 years now. Maybe
over 2 years.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, it's been probably about 2 years or so since I did that. And I think that says something, right? When you think fondly back on the times that you read,
yeah,
you know that this is something you enjoy doing and that you're missing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man, fuck.
It's you think back on it with nothing but delight.
Yeah.
And yet you can't get yourself to do it.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to the first time I read Ulysses by Tennyson. Yeah. Not Ulysses by James Joyce, because there's no way in fucking hell.
I started and I am never gonna finish.
No way in hell. No, the poem Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson.
Yeah.
And after the first time I read it, I felt like I could just grab the universe by the throat and punch it. Yeah. Like if you ever want to feel inspired, read that fucking poem. It'll make you feel like you can do anything.
Yeah. That's a very good thing to have on the list. I'm starting a little list over here.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
No, it's I
like your first item there.
Oh yeah, don't die young, have good nails, finish a book.
Yeah.
That's my items 1 through 3 right now.
I do that. You know what? I feel like the only time I really finish books is when I'm on a plane. You know what I mean? That's the only time where I feel like I can sit down and read a book.
Yeah.
Actually, I reread Slaughterhouse 5. On a plane ride. I think that might be the last book I really finished. It was years ago.
Yeah.
With Trisha on the flight to California. So. But I reread Slaughterhouse 5.
God, reading Vonnegut should be a very specific version of this goal.
Yeah.
I've never been disappointed by reading Vonnegut.
All this stuff. I have a couple, Cat's Cradle, Slaughterhouse 5, Galapagos is a good one if you never read that.
Never read that one.
That's a good one.
I just recently read Mother Night at the insistence of one of my coworkers.
Yeah, that's he speaks to the cynic in all of us, I think. It's just one of those. But yeah, Vonnegut, my one I'd love to reread. And maybe that's the way to start, is reread something because I know it. But my favorite book ever is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
By Ken Kesey, the book, not the Jack Nicholson movie, which is also excellent. It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the book One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an incredible piece of fiction. It's a great story.
The book I picked up that was at your recommendation, and I started, haven't finished, is A Confederacy of Dunces.
Oh yeah,
I bought it in New York. I bought it at Strand Bookstore.
R.P. McNally.
Yeah, and I made it relatively far in, maybe like 50, 60 pages. And I really, really enjoyed reading it, and then I just
It's
stopped.
funny. It's fun.
always
John
the story.
Kennedy. Yeah, that's a funny story. Will Ferrell has been trying to make that movie for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Confederacy of Dunces movie. That's a great book, man. It's funny.
It's funny.
It's featuring the best bestiality dog masturbation scene. Not jerking off a dog, but jerking off to the thought of a dog.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
wait a minute. I might have started to stumble into that territory.
I remember we had to pick a book, one of our favorite authors for Chris Barzak's fiction class.
I remember
and I
that.
had to read that passage in front of people, and I couldn't keep a straight face because it's so funny. It's basically he's asexual and he can't, he can't get any like
He
sexual.
can't get no satisfaction.
He can't. He's trying to imagine this girl that he knows sexually, and it's grossing him out. So the happiest memory he can think of is of his childhood dog. he's jerking. He's jerking off, and the dog's jumping on him and licking his face.
Jesus Christ!
So yeah, I had to read that in front of the class. That was awkward. But yeah,
Oh
anyway,
my
I could.
God.
I remember I was dying. It was so fucking funny.
This year, one thing I want to do to improve myself, and I know it, and it's not just because I got that nice new walking stick, but I want to walk specifically in nature more often.
Yeah.
I have a dog that could really use it, who would love to go for walks out in the park.
Tire his little stupid ass out.
Tire his
please.
stupid ass out, so he comes home and just flops on the couch. I'm
God.
good with that.
Let him run.
But
Let him run away.
I love the park.
Yeah, I love the park too, man.
The park is amazing.
It's
It
a
is-
great park. It really is a very nice park.
It's so cool. And I still, sometimes if I go out there, I mean, I don't know the whole place. You can just get downright lost in the park on a trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. You know, like, I don't think any of us spend enough time outside.
No, definitely not.
I don't think any
Nope.
of us do. This summer, I was barely outside at all.
Yeah, me too.
No, we didn't go golfing as much as
No, I
we
want to
said
go
we were
golfing.
gonna.
Well, now that my dad's back, I was able to go out a little bit this year.
Yeah.
Thank God.
There's
Oh
a
God, I needed to work that itch out.
Yeah.
there's a lot to be said, I think, for walking around outside barefoot for a while.
Yeah, you gotta let your feet touch the grass a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's what millions of years of evolution says we should do. It's why the soles of your feet are the thickest part of the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta just touch your feet to bare dirt sometimes. Just
But what if there's a bee?
then you kill it.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. Problem solved.
You're the product of millions of years of evolution, David. Don't be a pussy.
They made shoes back then too. In fact, I think of the primitive technology guy. It was like the best thing on YouTube possibly. And he built those really cool sandals out of just very thick like reeds that he shaped carefully. To,
Oh,
like,
damn.
To like a foot, and then he weaved back and forth, and he made the pattern for the bottom of it, and made little things like the tongue of the sandal that comes up between your toes, and people made that kind of stuff, even going back. Shoes are good, is my point.
Yeah.
Shoes are very good.
What's really great though about going out and communing with nature for a while is just like it really is just kind of it's I'm trying to think of the right way to make this comparison. It's like if you just grab a handful of paint and splash it down on a canvas.
Okay.
That's what nature is. Nature is just all the different forces in the universe left to its own devices.
Yeah.
And this is what's happened.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's-
It's not. It is not arranged in a way that like a mind would arrange things.
And yet also not random.
And also not random. It's built on those forces just sort of doing what it does. It's alive, so
It has
it shows life.
it has a harmony. It has patterns. tree, you know, nothing about nature, very few things about nature, I guess, are random. You know, trees grow upwards because they get closer to the sun.
Yeah.
You know, rivers flow one way or another because of gravity or because of magnets, maybe. Fucking,
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
You know, rock outcroppings are the way they are because of, you know, geology, plates shifting and
Yeah.
rocks crumbling and erosion.
Yeah.
You know, everything is the way it is for a reason.
And it's very cool to step out and get a sense of it.
Yeah.
It's very cool just to like go outside and remember that, you know, whether or not your lights are on or your Xbox is running or your refrigerator's keeping your food cold or whatever, in like, you know, 100 years, all that's still going to be there, doing
Yeah.
its thing. And we're, you know, we're living in like a very small chunk of a long running story of nature, and it's just cool to get a sense of it.
Human beings are so like isolated from the. When you think about it, we're really kind of just away.
We've forced it out of our lives.
We're not there anymore.
Yeah, we have
go
air
into-
conditioning
Yeah,
now.
we're inside a box right now that is specifically designed to keep that shit away.
Isn't that fascinating? Like there's
Except for the parts like the animal that we decide to bring into
Yeah,
the
right.
box.
Just like decoration or like a potted plant, just
Yeah.
to remind us what's out there that we don't want to be a part of anymore.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's crazy though. I mean, like this used to be. We're sitting down here. This was a forest.
Yeah.
This was a deciduous forest. You know.
Yeah,
like
and not-
200 years ago.
And not
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
not just here, but like everywhere from you know, like what, eastern Indiana all the way to the eastern seaboard.
Yeah.
Was just one big mega forest.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts to think about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to do that more. I want to go out into nature more. It's good. It is good for you to do.
It's a good bake.
It's a good bake. Yes, it is good for you, but it is a good bake.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that would be something I want to do to improve myself.
Definitely.
Exercise, mindfulness, clean air, a little bit of bonding time with the animal, you know, which
Yeah.
honestly, you know, that can't hurt.
Yeah, salt them up a little bit, rub them in some
Remember
grease.
the
Find one of those
Fuck them.
open campfire things or
Yeah.
the grills that they have in the park.
Grill them.
Just
Yeah.
drop them right up on top of that.
Put the whole bag of charcoal in there.
Stuff them inside a plastic bag with potatoes and onions.
Yeah, whack them up against the wall. I want to. You know what I want to do? I want to, and I don't know if you have a next part of this topic or not.
Not necessarily. It's just about self-improvement in general.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to do is, and I'm going to start working this year, is I want to write, and I'm probably going to need your help.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just gonna say writing also.
I want to write an album. I want to compose an album.
Oh, writing music.
Yeah, I want to write. I want to write too. I used to write a lot. And
Yeah, me too.
I think it's safe to say we all used to engage in more creativity
Yeah,
of some form or another.
poetry, stories.
When
music.
we were young and full of hope and
our heart-
Orange Jackass wasn't in the White House.
We hadn't been taught yet how it wouldn't matter.
Right.
when we were young.
Yeah. Isn't that the big
Yeah.
fucking thing?
Yeah.
That it felt important, but we hadn't figured out yet it doesn't count.
How quickly we forget the lessons of Dead Poets Society.
Yeah. When we were young, and our hearts were an open book, we used to say, "Live and let live." You know.
And don't lie, you know you did.
I know I did. I know I did. But you know, this ever-changing world
All right.
in which we live in.
Excuse me?
Just makes you give in and cry. Live and let die.
Live and let die. I'm trying to do the Axl Rose. Live and let die.
Give us some reggae! Give us some reggae!
Sorry.
Did anyone ever give him reggae?
Oh, Paul McCartney, you
Yeah.
wacky beetle.
You silly old beetle.
You fucking one-leg Marion.
See, when you guys hear that, you think of Beatles. I think of the movie.
Yeah.
I think of
right.
James Bond. It was just as goofy as the song.
Writing music is a very good goal. Writing or creating anything is a very good
I want
Yeah.
to compose an album. I don't know what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to play the keyboard, or at least play it okay enough to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I know you want to write a concept album, or at least that was one of your
Yeah,
things.
I just want to write an album. I just want to do something creative.
I think really the thing that we should be really thinking about if we're going to do something like that, and it's like a mistake I made in the past that I think made me eventually like lose touch with like the joy of creating things, is like I really need to focus more and closer to like the things that I know, understand, or that are really relevant.
Don't
to me.
try and be crazy.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
feel like I used to try to write a lot of things about characters I didn't understand at all.
Yeah.
In predicaments that had never been familiar to me. I spoke
Yeah.
with no authority on anything, but I did it with language that was flowery enough that I felt like I was passing somehow. I really feel like there's another creative wave coming in my life.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to focus on something I actually know something about.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I feel like everyone when they start writing falls into that trap of being too flowery.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
and
yeah.
you trying to be magnificently evocative.
Yeah.
With their prose
Yeah.
and. But that was I remember the first time I read Hemingway was Old Man and the Sea, which I still love, and just the frankness.
it's very blunt.
He gets right to the fucking point, and it's no less beautiful for it.
Yeah.
It's just Hemingway I don't think liked to deal with trying to flip through a thesaurus or
Meanwhile, you got James Joyce. You ever tried to sit down and read Finnegan's Wake? It's impossible. River run past Adam and Eve. There's fucking my dick and my balls in it. I don't know. I can't. It's just, it's horrible.
The difference between those guys could not be more stark. Is that James Joyce would say a lot and say nothing sometimes, but say a lot in the way of doing it, and Hemingway would say very little and say
Everything.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's a name for that movement to those guys. I guess minimalist might be it.
Yeah, minimalist, yeah.
The guys
Minimalist, modernist,
I'm not sure. But
Drunk?
Yeah, just drunks.
drunk,
Who took a long
rambling.
time to find
Yeah.
the keys.
Right. He went from the fart sniffers, the Joycean farts millers.
I weave thee a tale of a bygone age versus war sucks, everyone dies, get over it.
Right, yeah, exactly. Drink, yeah. Listen, and that's I mean, what are we, we talked about that before. God is dead,
You're alone.
you're alone, smoke.
Yeah, right. Smoke.
Why not?
But no, I don't know. I see the
Yeah,
virtue of.
creating things in general is something that
I'm not creative. Like, I feel so uncreative. And, like, maybe if I just tried, even if it sucks, it doesn't matter.
says the guy who keeps coming up with sketch ideas every week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think actually.
I have another good one, by the way, too.
Oh, do you really? I'll have to talk about that one.
I think that like I think people kind of
Me too. Sorry.
God damn you. No, I think that people get too easily discouraged from creating something because they look at what they've done and they think, oh well, this isn't revolutionary. This doesn't reveal some grand human truth. This doesn't
Yeah, like it's not so new or unique that it justifies its own existence. But that's great being the enemy of good.
Right. It doesn't even have to be revolutionary. It doesn't have to be anything new.
Yeah.
It's just got to be something other people can connect with.
Sure.
We don't invest ourselves in creative works because we want something new and different and exciting. We're not fucking television executives.
Yeah.
We're not joyless, soulless robots who want the freshest, hottest thing off the boilerplate. People get invested in creative works because that sense of connection, that catharsis,
Earnestness.
gives us life, And even if it's a story someone's heard a million times before, if you tell it right,
Yeah.
that will give those people what they need, that catharsis, that feeling that, you know, of not being alone. It is basically companionship by proxy.
Sure.
Yeah, there's only so many stories. Honestly, most of the stories we are telling are the same ones.
Yeah.
We keep retelling them with different people in slightly different circumstances. But that's not to, you know, discount the value of telling them again, you know, one more time with, you know, sincerity and honesty and empathy, you know.
Yeah.
I think if you want to write an album this year, I really think you should do it. And I actually think you absolutely can.
I know.
You know what? This is the thing. You hit the nail on the head. We don't do the kind of things that maybe we want to do because we're afraid we can't do them the way we want to do them, or as well as we want to do them, or as, you know, uniquely or perfectly as we think they can be.
Right.
That is a very, very bad reason to stop yourself from doing something.
You gotta, yeah. Just do the thing. Just do the thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Just do the damn thing.
Do the
What's
damn
my
thing.
name? What's my name? Sorry.
John Shaft.
I'm trying to think about what I want to see for myself in the future. Like where I want to be. I mean, that is ultimately the whole goal of this exercise, right?
Sure.
Where do you want to be? What's the version of you?
Such an angry young man.
When your future looks quite right to me.
Get up! Get up!
Get back on your feet.
To the one that can be.
Oh my God! Your whole body cracked.
I heard that. That was distressing.
Oh, I bet the mic caught that old man sound coming out of your body.
Here's what always fucks with me is like, think about where you were at 16 and then think about where you are now.
Yeah.
How much of your life is like maybe you're in a lot of ways where you want to be already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that guy, that 16-year-old Dave, doesn't even exist in 30-year-old Dave.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so much of who that person was that is gone now. Not even like, you know, changed or improved or worse or whatever. Gone.
Yeah.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
So the you of 10 years from now,
It's gonna be nothing like, yeah.
it's gonna be a whole different creature.
I know, but that's why it's important to like kind of get in touch with that. It's like, you know, when I was in school, you know, I got into trouble so often. I got expelled, you know, I got suspended left and right. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to, you know, live independently by the time I was 30.
Yeah.
And I, you know, by the time I got out of college, I was pretty much there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like I'm like, I don't know. I'm of course the purpose of self-improvement is to always kind of strive to exceed your own expectations and exceed your own level.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said for where you're at too, and it's perfectly okay with being happy with you know what you got and where you're at.
Sure. It's good to be satisfied, you know, if that's genuinely the case.
Yeah.
I know that the even just by the end of next year.
Would I mind more money? No.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to, you know, make more money. I'd like to maybe, you know,
Wendy's, we're still
be more
open for that
organized.
sponsorship.
Yeah, oh, please, Wendy's.
Like, y'all get in touch with us.
Yeah,
Please,
I will
fucking-
do whatever is required.
I am tooting your horn whether you give us money or not. Wendy's
man.
is always fresh,
Never frozen.
That is damn true. You can taste it in the meat. You really can.
Oh, God, I'm gonna go get Wendy's tonight.
I
oh,
had a Baconator last week, and it was incredible.
Man.
dude, that
yeah.
sounds so good.
All you gotta do is get in touch with that PR team. The
All you
people that run the
gotta
Twitter
do-
account, they'll hook you up.
Oh yeah.
Cause I'm happy just to eat this burger.
I saw recently someone tweeted the Wendy's Twitter account saying, "What's the best? You guys think you're so cool? What's the best Star Trek game?" And without missing a beat, they said, "KOTOR." And the guy replied back saying, "You've earned a customer for life."
Anyway, you said Star Trek game.
Star Wars.
Okay, I was like, hold on, were they razzing him or were they?
No, did I say Star Trek or did I say
It's
Star?
Star Trek, yeah.
Fuck me. I meant Star
I
Wars.
thought they were making a
Yeah, I thought they were being a
no,
smart
I meant Star Wars.
That's all right.
God damn it.
They recently did an AMA. Did you know this?
Wendy's did?
The Wendy's PR Twitter team did an AMA. It was fucking incredible. There was like a series of posts where like one person was like talking about like, oh, you know, hook me up with a job or whatever. I can't remember whatever, and they were like, fine, you're hired, as a joke. And then subsequently, someone was like, you know, how can I get hired? And they replied as that guy based on whatever his comment was earlier. It's just like had everyone going, oh my god, you know.
That's funny.
These people are they're so talented too. I mean, honestly, they're killing it.
Yeah.
So Wendy's, you know,
Wendy's.
shoot us a sideways
Yeah,
glance.
Wendy's. I'm seriously gonna get some Wendy's.
No,
I'm
I
hungry.
kind of want Taco Bell
Ooh,
myself.
Taco Bell.
Um,
Think outside the bun.
yeah.
Nah.
Here's the bun. I'm not thinking in here. I'm thinking over there.
Taco Bell's great, but it gives me diarrhea. So
Yeah, I don't mind diarrhea so much.
Yeah.
Used to
Not as
it.
long as I get that delicious orange sauce that they put on the quesadillas, you know?
and Taco Bell is so delicious until you open up the inside of a Taco Bell taco.
Yeah, the
And
minute you see what's happening in there,
Yeah, then I'm not. That's what does it for me. Is I can't look at the
instant
inside of it.
regret.
Instant regret.
I don't get fast food for the presentation.
No,
Sure,
I can
sure.
eat it with my eyes closed, man.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
All right, I think do we have an episode here?
Did we really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow, we're like 2 hours in.
Holy
Wow,
cow.
all right.
Hour really quickly.
Well, I think we've had a very good, uplifting, positive episode here.
Well, I don't know if we really answered the question of like, you know, thinking about how to improve ourselves exactly, but we have some general goals.
We've got some ideas.
Yeah, and that's really, you know, we got a whole
I mean,
you know,
the point really wasn't to get a definite schedule or
Gotcha.
self-improvement. It's just to talk about the idea of self-improvement, what it
Yeah.
means to us, what, you know, why we do it.
Yeah.
You know, even our forms of recreation are forms of self-improvement. Sure.
yeah, right.
You know?
There is a goal there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I came out of this with some interesting ideas.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to act on some of these. So I think this was a great topic, Ben.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I guess we'll take a break
Yee.
and we'll come back with stuff.
The lost episode of Happy Days.
Diarrhea nightmare.
Winnie the Diarrhea Nightmare.
You mean Wonder Years? Like Winnie?
Yeah, Winnie's Wonder Years, right?
Yeah.
The Thousand Aches Woods.
What would you do if I took a big poo? Would you run out of my bathroom?
Why are they in the bathroom with him?
Well, because she's taking a poo.
Yeah, well, why are they in there together?
Well, she's running out of the bathroom and hiding it, I'm assuming.
But he took the big poo.
No, she took the big poo.
He says, what would you do if I took a big poo?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's his poo.
It's his
So
poo.
why is she in the bathroom with him? Why does she have to run out?
Moral
they have
support.
they have a really good relationship. It's
That's nice.
like he poops with the door open. Do you know what I mean?
He's just in there brushing his
Yeah.
teeth while she's taking a poop.
It's really
That's,
nice. That's a really nice
I gotta tell you,
12-year-old.
that's yeah, that's no.
It's
Just
really,
no.
It's a really nice 12-year-old relationship they have.
The Wonder Years, everyone.
What would you do?
Oh, bother.
Oh god.
That's all right.
yeah.
That was weird.
Are we back?
I'd watch that show.
back.
We are definitely back.
Oh, wow.
I'd watch that show.
Yeah.
We
I would
are
watch that show.
back on a 3 Dude Show. We're again episode 30, last episode of 2017.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for being with us all this way, and we
Yeah, man.
hope you and millions of more viewers with our brand new Wendy's sponsorship will be
Yeah.
coming our way.
Yeah.
But now, as always, it's time for some recommendations.
Rex time.
I can't trill my R's, so I
Recomendación.
Fuck you.
On
I-
Telemundo.
I have to cut
Telemundo.
Recomendaciones en Telemundo.
Telemundo. Sí.
Telemundo.
La vida en la televisión.
Mi esposa es un crocodilio.
Is that your spouse is a crocodile? What is that?
Yeah, that's my wife is a crocodile.
No, okay.
Un mundo san Telemundo.
Telemundo.
Man, is there anything more?
Tengo una rana en mis pantalones.
Ole.
Is there anything more fun to say than
Telemundo. Telemundo.
Telemundo.
it? Just sounds beautiful.
Telemundo. It's becoming a descending shepherd's tone. Telemundo.
I didn't even think about it.
So anyway,
Exactly what that sounds like.
so anyway, recommendations
Yeah, I guess.
in English, preferably. I've got two. I know the Christmas season has passed. It is only the 26th.
Sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
It is only the 26th. But
Yeah.
or it is already the 26th, rather.
It is both.
I want to recommend two Christmas movies if you're still in the Christmas spirit and feel like watching a couple of Christmas movies. One's very related to Christmas. One is tangentially related to Christmas.
All right.
The first, I'm recommending it because believe it or not, I've never seen it before. It's a Christmas classic as far as movies go. I never saw it until this past Christmas Eve with Aubrey.
Yeah.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
It's the best Christmas movie.
It's very good.
I just watched it last night.
It's wonderful. I had no idea
Very
Michael Caine was in it. I had no idea about anything
It's great.
about it at
It's-
all.
I just watched it last night. It's my mom's favorite. It's my favorite Christmas movie too.
very
but yeah,
good.
It's excellent.
It is super wonderful. I loved it. I laughed. I cried.
Yeah.
I ran the whole gamut of emotions. Michael Caine, of course, is Michael Caine. He's fucking phenomenal.
And he sings in that movie, and,
And
he sounds really good.
Sings. He's a good singer. And it's just a wonderful, funny romp through Dickensian times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
but with Muppets for
The,
levity.
maybe the saddest portrayal of Tiny Tim that I can remember.
Yeah, fuck, man. Fucking.
God, I know, right?
Guys, we can't do another weepy episode.
I know.
I will blow my brains
How much
out.
is
Yeah.
that? The like, oh god, that gets me every single time.
But what's really wonderful about it is, even never having seen it,
Yeah.
it made me nostalgic
Yeah.
because there's no there's no
Muppets, man.
there's no CGI. It's all big, grand, elaborate sets. It's all Muppets. It's all people working their fucking asses off
Yeah.
to deliver this real life magic.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful as fuck. And so that's recommendation number one is Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's
yeah,
heartwarming
that's
as hell.
a great movie, man.
Recommendation number two is The Ref.
Ooh.
You mentioned this to me before.
The Ref is a Christmas movie in the same way that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, in that
Yeah.
they take place on Christmas.
Right.
The movie isn't particularly relevant to Christmas itself, but because it takes place on Christmas, it in my book it makes it a Christmas movie.
Yeah, right. Christmas stuff makes its way into the movie, right? Like, you can't have a movie set on Christmas.
Oh yeah,
if there's not some Christmas stuff.
Yeah, the plot centers around there's a Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
So it stars Judy Davis is her name, right? The wife. It stars Kevin Spacey and Judy Davis as an unhappily married couple who they're so awful to each other.
Okay.
They can't stop fighting, and Dennis Leary is a burglar who his latest heist has gone wrong, and he has taken the two of them hostage.
That's actually a really cool premise.
The town is on a manhunt for him, and he is essentially disguising himself during this Christmas dinner as their marriage counselor.
Okay.
The very not Irish Dr. Wong.
Oh yeah, this guy Dennis Leary is Dr. Wong.
Yeah.
I buy it.
This movie, first of all, it ain't one for the kids. It's an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Very strong language, very adult themes. So in other words, it's completely fucking hysterical.
Yeah, right.
Dennis Leary, as this burglar, this master thief in a corner, trapped with this bickering husband and wife with an out of control son, is like one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen in a movie.
I feel like I need to watch this. This does sound very good.
It is 100% hilarious. I highly recommend it. It'll warm your heart. It'll tickle your cockles. It'll
Got my attention.
It'll stick its finger in your asshole.
For that special holiday movie that just has to jam its thumb in your asshole.
2 knuckles deep.
Turn to the ref.
if you've ever wanted a perfect mashup of if you've ever wanted just like imagine a perfect mash of like Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and all the vulgarity and awful shit you could imagine with a movie starring Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Watch The Ref. It's really it's hilarious.
I'm gonna give it like a month or so and continue to try to shake the Kevin Spacey ooze out of my head.
Yeah. I know
all the evil of Kevin Spacey.
This was long before the
shit happened.
Yeah,
the Kitty Diddlin.
This is like early '90s Kevin Spacey, like pre-Usual Suspects Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. It's like one of those. Like I was talking to Christy about this recently. Like, maybe I talked about it on the show even, but it's like we almost need a new ethos of like how to deal with the fact that all your favorite celebrities are terrible people.
Yeah.
Like,
stop idolizing celebrities?
Yeah. Like, can you enjoy their stuff? Like, the answer is probably yes. I don't know.
Sure, I still like Braveheart, even though Mel Gibson's a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, good point.
I still love the shit out of Braveheart. I've watched that movie probably more than any other movie.
Dude, The Patriot.
It's sort of just like
are we going to have a debate about whether The Patriot or Braveheart is better?
Braveheart's better, but I'm just saying I love The Patriot.
I haven't watched either of those in a very long time.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to watch them. I got for Christmas this year. I was trying to start a collection of like best picture winners and like classic cinema. So
like
I got a
Criterion collection shit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I got a Citizen Kane on Blu-ray, which I'm really excited about. I got the English Patient. I got The King's Speech, which I'm really excited to watch. I never watched.
Oh, you'll like it.
I heard
you will love it.
I heard it was great. Everybody keeps telling me to watch it.
Very
good.
The
Hurt Locker, which was a movie that won Best Picture during a year where there was another movie that I thought was going to win, and I was like, this is stupid.
Jarhead, right?
Was it Jarhead that won Best Picture? I don't know.
No, Jarhead didn't. I thought Hurt Locker won Best Picture.
Hurt Locker won. It wasn't Jarhead that won. It was another movie I wanted to win. And I thought it was going to win, and then Hurt Locker won, and I was like, this is dumb. And then I watched The Hurt Locker, and I'm like, okay, this is really good. Like, it's really good.
I still haven't checked it out.
It's really good. But yeah, I got a bunch of classics, man, and along with the other stuff that I already own that we all have to watch at some point. But yeah, I'm excited to check them out. Me? Oh.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, you brought it up earlier, and oddly enough, this is really funny that you brought it up earlier because I wrote it down about an hour before you said this.
Oh, really?
I recommend the YouTube channel Primitive Technology.
Oh, yeah.
If you never watched it, this guy's got like 20 videos on his channel, and he's got like 7 million subscribers. This guy he's in inner Australia, and he's basically living.
I thought he was in New Zealand.
It's in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
New Zealand is all like beautiful rolling hills. Australia is like all the desert and awful shit.
Yeah, and he's out. He's out in the fucking bush. I mean, he's living in the wilderness. He's not living in the wilderness, but for the purpose of
large amounts of time out there.
He's in these videos.
Sometimes he does feel like a man in the wilderness. He's a lonely sailor lost at sea.
God, you guys both tonight.
I know, man. On it. But
out in the sticks.
But this dude, he basically just like goes out there and does stuff the primitive way. Like, he's making clay pots. He made his own furnace. He's made his own house. He's relocated to a different place. Builds a new hut.
He's done it more than once, I think.
Yeah, he builds all this crazy shit. He starts fires by hand. Mm-hmm. It was just the description. He's got a blog. The description is basically just he's like, I just wanted to go out there and see what I could do, and he did it.
This
By
dude,
God,
Yeah.
this dude played Minecraft and was like, nah, man, that ain't what it's like.
right? Exactly. Well, that's basically it, man. Like he goes out there, and there's no talking in any of his videos. He doesn't talk to the camera at all.
Just bug sounds and
Yeah.
breezes.
Well, and like his rationale for that was like, I felt myself like whenever I would watch instructional videos, just skipping through people talking, which I do too.
Yeah.
And like just like show me, like get me to the point, and that's what he does. He like
Yeah.
builds his own huts, like makes his own clay shingles.
Yeah.
With just scraping clay out of the river, and
Yeah.
splitting his feet open.
The coolest thing is, like, you can see the progression.
Yeah.
His very early videos, like one of the first ones, he makes his own axe.
Yeah.
And he literally does it by taking a rock and against another wet rock and just continuously sharpening the thing against itself.
Is that literally where the term whetstone comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
For
when
sharpening
they say,
a blade?
like when they say like books for the mind or like a whetstone or something like that. That old expression.
Yeah.
Yes, the whetstone will continue to sharpen something like that.
Oh my god, I never even realized
Well,
that.
you can buy like actual high grit sharpening stones that you put water on and
Right.
sharpen with. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how he does it.
I didn't realize you had to put water on it. I didn't realize it was literally a wet stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how that works, but it probably, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it helps it keep from like cracking or chipping
Cracking
or whatever.
would be my guess,
Heat
yeah.
or whatever. Maybe just like kind of keeps it eroding away smoothly. I don't know.
I always thought it was like an entirely different word, like how like you wet the blade and like satisfy it in the same way that you wet your appetite.
Yeah.
Oh, I
no.
see what you're saying. Oh yeah, but yeah, a whetstone, and that's how he does it. He sits in a riverbed, takes a rock, and just grinds it forever. He ends up with this nice, pretty,
And then
solid,
cuts a
sharp
tree down.
stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he chops shit down with it. He sets it into an axe, like a stick that he has like hollowed out a place for it to sit in
hammers
there.
it in. Yeah.
Yeah, he, like
ties it up and and cuts down a
crazy.
fucking tree.
God
and
almighty.
builds ovens. He has a
goes
house
from there.
with a cot and an oven, like a furnace.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, and he's made like ore out of that's crazy.
He has literally like
Bless you.
smelted ore
Bless you.
into these
Thank
little
you.
fragments of like I don't know, I guess iron. I
Yeah,
don't know
right,
what he's
yeah.
got.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he
That's
bakes
insane.
it and it condenses down to these tiny little flecks, tiny flecks of metal.
Yeah, it's a cool
Wow.
it's I think in particular a dude channel. It's a real cool, you know what I mean, like man, how fucking cool is that? Kind of like just a guy like and he's shredded. The dude's shredded.
The
And
thing
he's
is, he
not-
doesn't look that
he's,
muscular.
Well, he's not like gym shredded. He's
Yeah,
like
he's actually
living in
strong.
the forest shredded. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's actually like
Yeah.
old school shredded.
Yeah.
Functionally shredded.
Functionally shredded. Still got the dad bod, but he's,
I still feel like when I look at him, it looks like he used to be fat.
maybe.
When I look at him, I'm like, it's a little inspiration because it's
Yeah.
like he's got just the tiniest little pooch of like belly flap, the littlest bit that suggests to me maybe at one point he was a fat guy, and I'm like, okay, there's hope. There's hope.
A new hope. My second recommendation is going to be an album, and it's one I actually got for Christmas. I have to look up this guy's name.
Ooh.
But it's a jazz album. I got it on Wax this year.
Oh,
Well, I know that. Yeah, I know. I'm the bass players who I'm looking for. actually. But yeah, it's Bill Evans, and the album's called Sunday at the Village Vanguard. What's this guy's name? Sorry.
Bill Evans is the real deal.
Yes, he is. So it's a Bill Evans is a jazz pianist. If you guys don't know, like I said earlier, I have like the white guy understanding of jazz. So like you start with Miles Davis, and then you just go with everybody that he played with, and then
Yeah.
you go out from there. You know, that's kind of the best way I think to dive into jazz if you're not schooled on it. Like just pick Miles, and then see who he played with, and then just
Yeah.
go from there and just pick up on all these musicians because
Sure.
they all played together. You know, you can trace jazz lineage back a fairly long way based on who certain guys played with. So Bill Evans was Miles Davis pianist, I think, on the big one, Kind of Blue, was like the
Okay.
the jazz album.
yeah.
And the Bill Evans Trio played this record. It's called Sunday at the Village Vanguard. And the Village Vanguard is not existent anymore, but it was a small, very intimate jazz club in New York. And it's like a coffee shop jazz club. Like there's like a handful of tables in it, and this little tiny stage. It's like this. If you ever see pictures of the Village Vanguard, it's funny because it's just this little tiny
What's it see like
shithole.
20, 30?
It's
50?
not a lot of people. You can hear the people on the record clapping.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just this small little venue.
You gotta love that. Oh my fucking god!
That was good.
So,
Oh my god! Jesus!
just to give you a little
I felt
example of the jazz trumpet, this,
Wow, that's a record breaker, and nice to sneak in at the end of 2017.
oh,
Wow. Woo, that was good.
I do apologize for that.
That's all right. No, it's woo. Woo. Woo.
Woo!
But anyway.
The show is a celebration of farts, so.
Ah, yes. But he played this record with the Bill Evans Trio, and it's widely heralded as the greatest jazz performance ever captured on wax.
Yeah.
And it's taken from the thing is when they played a couple days there, and they like a weekend gig, and they played multiple takes, and all the takes that ended up on the record were from the Sunday recording, but they played multiple takes of certain songs and just jammed on them for a little bit, and what comes out of it is just an excellent, melding of purest jazz. Bill Evans is a piano player. The bass player's name is Scott LaFaro, and he's important because he died.
Oh, really?
Like a week after that performance.
No kidding.
So that final performance is immortalized.
I think I found an image of the inside of the
Village Vanguard. That's
Village
what I was
Vanguard
just looking
as it existed in 1961.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that might seat 50 people tops. I mean,
it's
a pretty
a
small
small
room.
little. Exactly. It's a tiny little, kind of like a hole in the wall bar, coffee shop, kind
Okay.
of like deli sort
It's
of.
a lot
looking
like
place.
our what's it called? The Hub now. What used to be Peaberry's, what used to be the Pub.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's just this little tiny small place, but they go out there and they play this, and it's apparent from the it's a jazz pianist, it's a piano, a bass, and a drum kit.
Yeah, right.
And these three they make it sound so big. I mean, they just tear it up, and it's this real. It's so intricate. The whole album is layered, and every take is so intricate.
What's it called again, this album?
Sunday at the Village Vanguard. I'll have to put something on later. And there's only like the final record is only like 6 tracks, but it's jazz, so they run on a lot of these songs.
Oh
My
my
God.
god.
I apologize.
No,
I
that's
don't know,
all right.
I don't know what the hell's going
I've been
on.
low key farting all episodes, so it's like
I really hope the mic's picking that up.
Yeah,
'cause
I
that's-
believe it must have. I don't think that could escape the microphone, honestly.
but no, it's a great jazz album. Everybody should listen to it, even if you're not into jazz. It's a really
Yeah.
good one.
I'm into that.
Yeah, dig it, man. We'll have to put something on.
Oh yeah. I dig it. I am able to dig it. I'm pretty hip.
Can you get down with what I'm talking about?
How do
yes.
you do, fellow kids?
I believe I can. My recommendation is, I don't know if I've ever necessarily just recommended a beer, but I'm going to do it.
Hey.
So, I don't know if this is new or if I'm just seeing it now, but Stone, the brewery responsible for beers such as Arrogant Bastard,
Oh yeah.
and many others, they have released, I don't know if it's seasonal, it may well be, a really, really tasty, incredibly tasty beer called Choco Veza. And it's spelled Xocoveza.
The Choco Vase.
Choco Veza
Which in Mexican
means chocolate Veza.
yes,
Yeah.
Mexican.
In Mexican.
Oh,
I didn't realize you said that.
Bueno, taco.
Telemundo.
Telemundo. So Choco Vesa.
Choco Veza is it's like I think it's a stout. It's a really, really chocolatey stout. And in fact, I think they call it like a hot chocolate stout.
Oh.
It is so damn chocolatey. I cannot sing its praises enough. It felt to me, drinking that, like I was drinking a cold glass of hot cocoa. Like thick, almost syrupy, and not in a bad way. They call it an imperial milk stout.
Mm-hmm.
It's
made with the milk of the Imperials.
I cannot praise this thing enough. It's looking through Untapped here, just at a glance, it seems like nearly everybody gives it a 4 or above, as far as what people have to say about it. It's got a 5 overall, 5-star on Untapped, which is kind of reasonable because people on Untapped like beer.
Yeah.
So I imagine the reviews tend to be high anyway. But I super recommend it if you can part with the cost of the thing, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. Because just a 6-pack of this will set you back $16.
Whoa!
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah. So,
What's it called again?
Choco Vesa.
Choco
Vesa.
Xocoveza.
Yeah, like chocolate cerveza, but with an extra chocolate. Very weird,
Right.
kind of. I don't know. I'm sure there's. But anyway.
Well, X has always been meant as a stand-in for C8. It's Chi. It's the Greek letter Chi.
Yeah.
I loved this stuff. I was given a glass of it over at Christy's aunt's Christmas party, and just told drink this. It just arrived in front of me, and I went, all right, I'll do that. It's so rich. It's so rich. Like it justifies.
It's so dense.
Every single
sip has so much chocolate in it.
I mean,
What is it with Rex?
That's the kind of thing that you buy and you drink like a bottle maybe every week. You just enjoy it. You have it around. You share some with a friend.
And then you go back to drinking shitty Genesee and
exactly.
sleeping in your underwear on the couch.
But if you really like chocolate and you really like, sort of like the chocolatey beers and something kind of thicker and heavier, it's got a pretty high ABV, I believe. If you like that kind of thing, and you can part with $16, which is a big ask. Choco Vesa.
That's a big ask.
That's a nice.
That's a fat
big
ask.
That's a sweet ass.
All right.
So yeah, that's recommendations, I guess.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I for one have learned that unicorn semen does not obey gravity.
No. Yeah. I in that vein, I wrote that you gotta fondle a unicorn's balls a little if you're gonna be down there.
It's a fucking unicorn.
You gotta
give him the respect that he deserves.
Dude, tug his balls a little bit.
Come on.
Tug
You
his
gonna
balls.
half-heartedly jack off a unicorn?
No, I don't want to live in that universe. What kind of fantasy world are you living in?
Come on,
when you're jacking off a unicorn, you're not playing with the balls.
You stumble across the rarest creature on Earth and you don't even give its balls a little play?
Come on.
Come on. Don't you want more unicorns? I wrote it's not Thanksgiving until your whole family is dead of salmonella poisoning.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I genuinely actually learned today that Best Buy has an auto service garage.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we definitely do.
That's actually
fairly genuine, yeah.
I wrote down, kumquat,
Kumquat.
kumquat,
Kumquat.
kumquat, kumquat, kumquat.
Oh, God. I learned that you won't get AIDS if you fuck in the missionary position.
Well, that's great to know.
You're never going to get
Yeah.
HIV.
Yeah. If you're a woman, anyway.
If you're a woman.
If you're a woman.
If you're a woman.
You
Which I
can't
mean,
get-
if you're fucking in the missionary position, you're already a woman no matter who you are. No.
Jeez.
Stop
I
it.
put down if you're gonna shoplift, at least shoplift like you got a fucking purpose.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, if you want it like you're in it to win it, you know? I wrote, I am become Christopher Brady, destroyer of Christmas.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Christmas ruining son of a bitch,
I
you
am.
monster.
I know. How dare I uphold the law?
I am.
Whoa.
I wrote milk. Drink it, throw it at your neighbor, pour it down the toilet.
At some point, and I don't know why I did this, but I took one of the things I learned from last week and brought it back down for this week.
Yeah.
Science stopped being cool at some point. I forget what prompted me to do that.
Oh yeah.
Science stopped being cool at some point.
You were talking about the
guy
channel.
on
Grant
YouTube.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I repeated one from last week. Science stopped being cool
Science
at some
stopped
point.
being cool.
Yeah.
I learned that I saved $315 since I quit smoking.
Dang.
At the least.
Dude, that's measurable, man. That's a new guitar.
That's
Yeah.
almost all the way to an Xbox One.
Right.
You know,
X.
Xbox One X. That's almost all the way there.
I learned that we all need to read more.
Oh my god, do
That's
we
a
ever?
legit.
Yeah.
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 I think. Is that?
I guess that's it.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
We're signing off for this year. We'll
Yeah.
see you in 2018.
Yeah.
and-
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. The next time
It's
we do
going to
this-
be January 2nd will be the day that we do that, which will be the day after the day after the Friendsmas New Year's party. So
Right.
the
day after the day of
the day after the day after New
New
Year's,
Year's
Eve.
Eve, which is the
the day after. New
I can't
Year's
stress
Day.
this party enough, guys. If you're not at this party, you are a loser. This party is so much goddamn
Don't want
fun.
anything to fucking do with
I
it.
have been looking forward to this party. I've been talking about this party for like 6 months.
Oh yeah, I'm
Like,
stoked.
I'm so stoked.
I'm making a turkey for the first time ever.
Are you really?
I'm gonna cook a bird.
You're gonna shove
Do you have a microwave big enough for it?
No, but I've built a solar array in the backyard that I'm just gonna drop it in and forget about it.
Well, like just leave it out back for a while.
Yeah,
you
you
let
know.
the sun cook
Leave
it.
it
Now-
in the sun.
Now,
Yeah.
have you killed it first?
No.
Oh, then
You're
I'm
gonna
not coming.
You're gonna need to do that first.
Oh, come on, what am I gonna want to kill the bird and then take all of its tasty life essence out, or do I want to cook it in? You know,
You shove the whole damn
Precious
thing in there.
bodily fluids.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just
Mandrake.
turning on the car, opening the hood, putting the bird in there, and closing it.
Yeah,
Just
there you
letting,
go.
letting it steam off the engine block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feathers and all. You just gotta shove your hand up that bird's asshole.
I can't wait. I can't. Okay, so before we're done, I looked up a bunch of videos on how to do a turkey.
Yeah.
And I noticed that everyone ominously and euphemistically refers to the cavity.
Yeah.
Like the inside of a bird, they call it the cavity. Like we're all pretending we don't know what part of the bird
It's
it
the
is.
bird's asshole.
Yes, we went right up through its groin area, and we burrowed a hole in it. And they all just euphemistically go, "Well, you're going to need to clean the cavity."
Yeah.
Like they talk.
taint.
Yeah, like that cracked me up. One of my favorite videos I've ever seen on YouTube is a very excited woman teaching you how to cook a turkey, and she's ridiculous, and it's my favorite. I went way down the rabbit hole in this.
Confucius say, "Man who learn about turkey's asshole get cracked up."
Anyway, I don't know. Diversion. Sorry.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's shall. See you next year.
See you in 2018 with more.
From the future.